and look at the video, guys. I dropped the link in the chat so you guys can hit it. This is the after show. I know I came back on 2 hours later, but we here, child. All right, so hit the link, join the discussion, honey. Come and get your thoughts, because apparently, girl, it's still going down out here in these streets. They say that TS had a live, that Mama Mary is upset, child. The voice of reason, you got to fill me in, child, because I ain't get a chance to catch Mother Mary's commentary. But the link is in the stream, so you guys go ahead and hit that, honey. Y'all ain't gotta wait. Come on in here, honey. Get your ass up in here, honey. All right. Moderators, please take the link for me, darling. So look, you're long time. Then y'all might be tripping too. I think it's kind of kicking people out. So if you get kicked out, just hit the link and come back in, you guys. I see you guys calling into the back chat. Giving the folk time to get up in here to share, honey. Hit those thumbs up. Use those good masturbation fingers to make it do what it do. Okay. The same hands that y'all be using, baby. The fraudulently self-stamp. Those same hands that y'all be using to inappropriately text that damn woman's husband at inappropriate times of the night, baby. Use that same hand to do the Lord's work over here and give me me a thumbs up, honey. Poor Maddie going through it. What's going on, y'all? What happened on the live? What happened? Oh my God. No. I went and relaxed my brain, girl. I had done gave y'all that work on that last live. I know Maddie had went live, but I ain't have a chance to see it. What is going on? Is we gonna have to look at her live? I might have to pull her live up and we see what's going on. Y'all thumbs up, please share, girl, okay? Because sharing is caring and caring is sharing. Thank you, baby mama, for the 50 cash app to my voice of reason. Thank you, baby mama. Oh, I love y'all a long time, honey. See, when y'all make it rain on the king, honey, the king ain't got no choice but to work, honey. Take me to work like an old nigga, a hooker on the corner, honey. Y'all don't be putting me out like this. Thumbs up, you guys. This is Maddie's last live. Ready in a queue. Oh my goodness, y'all know what is going on. Oh my God, really? Oh, let me pull up this Maddie. Damn, what is? Look, girl, see, I'm gonna have to be going live every day, all day, girl, because it's everything that can happen is damn happening at this damn point. Yes, okay, this is live. Let me see. How long was she live for? This is too merge. Let me see, honey. Y'all gonna have to fill me in the teams. All right. We getting up in her. A reckless keep getting kicked out, child. That bitch always get me evicted somewhere, girl. He can't manage to even be housed by StreamYard properly. All right, you guys, thank you for being here, honey. This is the after show to the earlier live stream. If you guys missed it, please catch the earlier live stream after we get off this, honey. We got into a little bit of Jaguar Wright. We got into Ms Netta again, girl. We got into P. Diddy in the situations, honey. Okay, we got into the team. Before we get into this discussion, and I let my panelists up, which everybody is free to jump up no matter what your opinion is, all right? I need you guys to thumbs up until it is absolutely stuck. You guys know that thumbing up the video helps the YouTube algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another conscious crew member and telling them to get their arses into the sanctuary, because the kank is in fact kanking. All right. What's up? Make sure that you guys are subscribing. Shout out to all of the new subbies. Love you a long time. We do it all here. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community, while your Facebook, your Snapchat, your BTC, your MySpace, dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. You know, I don't really give a damn where you lay the lane, honey. Just let them whores know that we're allowed live. And then Colin, with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through Oprah.
know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, you guys, we're back. Okay, let me bring up my rooms and team. My Shauna Reckless is getting kicked in and out, girl. We'll get into he'll be up in her. Or I may have to just call him on the phone and let him chime in. But hey, y'all, what's going on, honey? Welcome to the after show.
How to do?
Hey,
Conscious. Hey, Shauna. What up to the girl?
Charles, is y'all ready? Is y'all ready? Because apparently, oh, she addressed Gigi. You know, she kind of had came for Gigi Neck in her original response when she was gathering them boys over on TikTok. And toward the end of that commentary, she was like, what's that bitch name? XOXO Gigi girl. She was like, I see you hoes in the pool or something, or in the water. It was something she was saying. And she was like, girl, I ain't pressed about you bitches. So I was like, I don't know what's been going on, because I haven't also been catching the messy sweet spots, all her commentary either. But did any of you guys watch Maddie's last live? What happened?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, she was windmilling. Maybe not as hard as she was before, but Miss Mary, she was on fire. Yeah. She put that Bible down and she was cussing folks out. Miss Mary was hot. Not like I'd ever seen. I think she's sick and tired. People coming for her.
She was keeping it up like that.
Oh, she was cussing in the background. She sure was. And it's so cute because I've seen her, Maddie, do before in previous live. She's like, Mom, it's super cute. She's like, can I do this by myself? I don't need your help. And then Miss Mary's like, F you, I'm the mother. And she, oh yeah, you have to watch it because I mean, it's sad. Miss Mary should be getting upset like that, but it's reasonable. There were a couple. I was working, so I was trying to listen because she came on like right during your last live, the tail end of your last live. So I only got bits and pieces, but mainly my issue, and I think I love other people's issue, not a real issue, but is the fact that she let quote unquote Craig go off on Ms Netta on her platform, and her reasoning, what she said, which I don't, maybe she sits on it, she'll think about it some more. I don't necessarily agree. She said when when she's by herself, it's Maddie in the morning, and then when she's with Craig and him, it's fag talk. So it's like, well, but it's your platform, even though they both stream at the same time on his platform and her platform during that period of time. So she's saying there is a difference, but there really isn't. That's like you, Reckless comes up and y'all name your segment something. It's still your platform, And I guess letting him go in on her like that, it did look poorly on Maddie, and
no.
What's that?
Sean, I want to give you some pushback. I got to give you some. I'm sorry, sis, but I got to give you some pushback.
Go ahead.
Because here's the thing. Although I do think that the assistant, the what you call them, conscious,
the mistress,
the side nigga, the mistress, whatever. I do think that he became obsessive. I don't think it is Madison's responsibility in being fair to make him not discuss her. I think once it became an upset, like once Ms Netta made her statement and I think that once she saw that now this is direction that this is going into and it's going to cause more harm for a community that's already hanging on by a thread, trying to be more progressive, all the things that come with when just giving people ammunition to say see, causing division that's unnecessary. I just don't think that it's fair to hold Maddie at a standard, like for her to, like, no, she didn't have to tell Craig to stop. I don't know what she did behind the scenes, but I just don't think that it's fair for anyone to feel like she's responsible for what Craig did. She shouldn't have to tell him not to do it. I respect the fact that when she realized that it's getting out of hand, or it's out of hand, she said, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, whatever the case may be. But to feel like, yeah, she's wrong because it's still her platform, this and the third. No, you can't have, when we dealing in situations like this, you cannot have a biased opinion. Even, that's like with Conscious. He tell people all the time, we know Larry's his mentor, but doesn't mean that we don't have a right to speak our opinion and read Larry down if we want to.
Oh, God.
I mean, no, truthfully, you're going to ask us to be respectful, but you're going to allow us to have an opinion.
For sure.
I agree. And my thing is that if I got up on Conscious's platform, every time I got up, started going in on Larry, he would be like, okay, that's enough. And then if I kept doing, that's enough. And there's going to be a point where Conscious is going like, you need to sit in time out for a minute. I'm not going to let you.
Or
that's talking because he didn't do a king job.
Or I may, ask, that you're gonna have to, hit the Cash App and make it worth my time.
Right. True. Maybe. Yep.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But here's my understanding though, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Even I love Mother Maddie down. I'm a moderator on her channel, etc. All of that good jazz. But at this point in my own journey, I don't have a lot of time to like keep up with everybody and everything that's going on. So I'd be also not aware of a lot of stuff. But from what I heard the other day, someone was saying that the Maddie, well, I don't even want to say the word. I'm gonna say gag talk instead of the F word, because I know that YouTube don't really make those.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So gag talk, I guess it's supposed to be a 50-50 show that is both Maddie and the Mistress's show equally, and that this is like something that they both, I guess, kind of own, or they both have pretty much equal creative right to, almost like her and Kaya. It's from what I heard. I don't know if that's the case or not, but if that is the case, that gag talk is hers and the Mistress's, then it doesn't necessarily mean that Maddie has to like give up anything she stands for, but I think Maddie might be trying to find like that middle ground of like, okay, I can't completely police him. Like, as long as he stays within those lines, and I guess whatever she would consider to be lines would be completely subjective, right? Because I guess like those lines look different to all of us. It's gonna look different to everybody. But I guess for her, she's like, I can't tell the Mistress to not necessarily speak his mind. I don't have to agree with what comes out his mouth, and I can say, hey, I don't agree with that, or if I want to have input into what he's saying and I want to combat what he's saying, I will, but I can't. It doesn't look right, and it takes away from a co-hosting dynamic if I was to like completely try to mute him or put a muzzle on him. So I gotta allow him enough creative expression, and then if I want to say, I don't agree with that, like, I can do that. But what do y'all think? Like, if it's supposed to be both of their show, how much responsibility is Maddie supposed to have? Like, where's the fine line between like, like the whole balancing act of good and evil and bad cop, good cop, or just in this type of partnership and commentary where your partner does have also to steer the wheel too and to do whatever they're gonna do. You ain't gotta agree with them, but they got a right. And then it's like, okay, if y'all gonna cancel him. Like Madison said, like, y'all got smoke for me over what's coming out of another bitch mouth. Y'all need to direct that heat to the bitch who opens his mouth on Ms Netta, because I don't have no smoke with Ms Netta, and I don't have no problem with Ms Netta, and I actually find the content to be pretty interesting.
So and to her point, and look, trust and believe, I'm not a fan of the mistress, but I will say, and I'm also saying I ain't seen everything, but from what I have seen, I haven't seen anything that I feel is just like explicitly problematic, or that is in the realm of like he's being transphobic. I do think that there are some flare-ups that can be argued to have some undertones, like when he was asking this Maddie, like, oh, is she more passable than you? She's more feminine than you. Except I can understand what people are arguing there. But overall, it just seems like the mistress is just full of himself and just don't think a lot of Ms Netta. And that's been my personal critique of him. But the conversation around whether the mistress is being transphobic and Madison is supposed to like put on her advocacy cape, is the mistress given that? Is it given like transphobia? Or is it given, I just don't think Ms Netta and Charles, I just think Ms Netta and Charles ain't shit. And I just don't think these worthless, talentless ass people deserve to be in this fucking space while they fucking famous. Which, as snobby as that is, and once again, that's open to critique too. And that's what we've been doing, dragging his ass and critiquing that. But it's good. Okay. But it's like, is it like, is Madison supposed, like, is what the mistress doing, should it be calling for Madison to put on her logo cape, to put on her advocacy cape? Is it given that?
I'd like to say that I don't, just to clarify, I don't think Maddie is personally responsible for Craig's actions. Definitely not. You're only responsible for your own. What I'm saying is I understand why people, I don't necessarily agree with it, are attacking her. I love Maddie. That I think she's good people, and I think she's very transparent in who she is and has always been. So I'm always going to be on her side. What I'm saying is I kind of get what the why people are upset at her, though I don't necessarily think it's, I'm not upset at her. He is a grown man, and part of my maybe bias is that I don't like Craig, and you know, I think he is has some tendencies, and just like the discussion yesterday, it's like you can attack me and you say I'm not worth the fame, fortune I get, but to attack who I am as a person, saying, you know, there's those underlying tones of it. You know, if Ms Netta looked like a Hope Giselle or I can't think of anybody else right now, but you know, it didn't look like herself, I think Craig would be singing a different tune. I honestly, he wouldn't bat an eye. There would be nothing to have a conversation about. Is my point. And she has said, she's like, hey, you know, enough. That's enough. And rightfully so. She even said that I guess that Gigi lady what misconstrued the situation, which Maddie was 100% correct. I never saw all the clips that Gigi did, but apparently she put them out of order, made it look a little more shady.
I mean, the bitch channel is called the messy sweet spot.
Yeah, but to manipulate people, which that's kind of what it is. But especially somebody who's supposed to be you cool with, it's like, why you put me in that bad light like that? Because you know that's not how it was, and then all these people are picking up on it and running with the clips that you incorrectly identified as you put out of context, so people can start swinging at Maddie, and that was unfair. And I'm glad she called her out on that, because I hadn't watched those clips, but Gigi copped to it. She said, well, you know, it was all in the name of gossip, but it's like, have some integrity. You know, you don't need to be taking those kind of swings at somebody who is in your circle or has been in your circle, has your number, and you're going for the easiest way to get viral and clicks and views at the expense of a a relationship, friendly, I don't know what the depths of it, but it seems like the way Matt explained it, they were cool and, they met each other. And for her to do that to her was wrong. So.
Okay, yes. Now, I definitely agree. If Miss Gigi's supposed to have proximity to Maddie, because y'all know I play by the same rules. Like, I'm very communal and I try to really be mindful, especially when I have proximity to people that I'm reporting on, out of respect for that proximity, etc. And I don't understand these girls who be having so-called friendships and associations and then be getting out here making folk look absolutely ratchet and terrible as hell. Like, it is kind of weird. But I also know, like, everybody got a different attitude. Like, some people feel like the business is the business. Like, it's business first, friendship second, not the other way around. Or business first, association second. Everybody kind of got a different attitude when it comes to social media. Me, I'm going to put my friendships and my associations first, and then, because it's not even that deep. It ain't even, like, the content ain't even deep enough for me to be fucking up relationships over something that I don't have to talk about to begin with, because we can all get on here and talk about anything aside from our friends or our associates or etc. So I do think that there needs to be a code of conduct. Like, if you know somebody and you got proximity to somebody, like be mindful. You ain't gotta kiss nobody ass. You ain't necessarily even gotta agree just because you know someone or you got a relationship to someone, but you also shouldn't be unnecessarily trying to make them look bad, especially in a situation that's subjective, like what's going on with Maddie and Netta. Like, a lot of people are trying to make it seem like Maddie is low-key co-signing something or she's low-key inviting something. I mean, that's a matter of opinion. And if Gigi if she cool with Madison, I don't understand why she just won't pick up the phone and be like, hey girl, I'm gonna report on the stuff going on with you and Netta. Can I get an official statement from you about just how your feelings are, so I can at least incorporate that into my commentary? But a lot of people in the chat are saying that Gigi ain't got no fucking integrity. She ain't nobody friend. She shady boots. And I guess she's on brand as a messy bitch. So I guess nobody should be surprised. However, I do think it's out of order. Like, if you know people and you got proximity to people, you should be mindful of that shit. And I wouldn't appreciate it if I was in Maddie's position. If you got proximity to me, like, it's different. If you ain't got no proximity to me, have at it. Do whatever you got to do. But if you got proximity to me, you shouldn't be doing just as much as the next bitch is when you have access to my truth. You have access to my perspective. You have access to my input. You have access. You have the proximity to ask me questions and to seek out my attitude about things, etc. So yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Does anybody else here feel like Maddie needs to be responsible? Because somebody made a point in the chat and said that, when you're business partners, you have equal responsibility. With your business partners, you have equal responsibility. Somebody said that in the chat.
No, it's right there up on the screen.
Oh, it's on the screen. Damn, it's not in the chat. It's right here. I ain't even looking at the damn thing. Okay, yeah, I have seen Ms Netta being anti-Black and transphobic, but Maddie allowed Craig to make jokes about Ms Netta. And if you're business partners, you will be responsible for their actions.
I think you hit it right, the nail right on the head. When you said, and I don't know either, because I don't have to keep saying it. I don't only watch you. So I only saw what you presented yesterday, and the energy that it was, the tone and the energy that he spoke with came with such like vigorous, like it was so much animosity. It just felt real, like like he was envious, like they don't deserve this. Like I said, elitist. It came off very much like this elitist attitude. But I don't think either that there was, from what I saw, there was nothing stated. Now I understand the undertones or whatever, which I believe is what I think. TS Madison has had enough experience in this, in her lifestyle, in entertainment, in the world, period, and knowing what comes with living your truth, being free in this very much heavily like discriminatory, this world is people discriminate and all of that. I kind of feel like she knew this was coming, in which she was trying to get Craig to stop, because she kind of saw this happening, maybe not to this extreme, but I just think that he did not say anything that will warrant people to want to attack Madison. Like, we all have an opinion. And although what he was stating was not cute, it wasn't appealing, it was actually, it just showed how less of a human being he was, how how vain he is. It showed all of his flaws more than what he was trying to point out about Ms Netta. However, I don't know why people, because it's like, now you're trying to make TS Madison be homophobic, transphobic, not homophobic, but transphobic. This false narrative, and all it's doing is causing division. And I understand her frustration, because listen, we have to fight and battle every day, every second on the hour, against the heterosexual community, all the false narratives that are put out there. Now, and we do know, and within every demographic, there's going to be self-hate within, the own demographics and all of that. But then, like, it's more frustrating when it's people that experience the same prejudices that you experience. So why add on to that? I'm really kind of flabbergasted. Like she said, why aren't y'all talking about the good things that I'm doing? No one never wants to discuss this. It's always, but we know that's how the world works. Everything is salacious. Everything is blown up. False narratives go further than true narratives. But to think that she should be held responsible for a grown man, I mean, and at the end of the day, Netta got her clap back. True story. I mean, some people feel like it wasn't a good clapback or whatever, but she stood her ground. She read him and said what she needed to say back to him. So I don't really understand why everybody's going so hard and attacking TS Madison.
And that's, I gotta believe that there's some underbelly of envy, and it comes out when people feel like there's an opportunity to go at Maddie, or maybe there are people who really believe that there is some noteworthy criticisms or character flaws or shortcomings that Maddie has. I can say that I have not seen those shortcomings in that sense. I know that Maddie goes up for her community. Maddie is kicking doors down for the community, and she's not just kicking doors down for the LGBT. She's kicking down doors for Black people, period. And she's trying to be mindful of all of her intersections, her Black card, her trans card, her everything card. And she's putting employment in a lot of people's hands. She's giving opportunity to a lot of people. She's advocating for a lot of people on the front scenes and the back scenes. So this idea that Maddie is being transphobic, but then I think about it too. I said, what, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And when you have been pedestalized this high up, everything that you do is influential, whether you like it or not. And I guess this is the part of like influence and fame that we don't necessarily romanticize. We think about the good part of it, like our marital vows, and then we don't think about the other side, that we're marrying for worse as well, that we're in love for worse as well, we're in covenant for worse as well, for sickness and in health and in poverty and brokenness and nigament. And so I think because of Maddie's visibility and because of the level she's at, she's now being expected to practically like, girl, okay, you got to be perfect. You're gonna have to be flawless because you transcended, and now it's too many eyes on you, and you got to have it all the way together because maybe this is the community's unconscious way of saying, girl, we're rooting for you. And maybe that unconscious rooting is coming by way of criticism and saying, hey, straighten up, straighten up, straighten up, even though I don't believe that Maddie is being transphobic. But I guess if I was to put myself in the shoes of the people who think Maddie is being transphobic and who are trying to call her out and trying to say, hey, you need to shape the mistress into formation a little bit, I guess optically, like if I separate what I have observed from Maddie and I just put myself in the shoes of somebody who sits from a far and just looks at all this, I think sometimes as minority people, like because we are desperate for representation and we are really in need of a lot of breakthroughs, that we apply the pressure. And that pressure may sometimes seem unrealistic. It may seem impractical. It may seem, I mean, because look at this culture that we live in. Everybody get dragged. When everybody fucks up one time, girl, it's like cancel their ass. I mean, like the stakes are so high. And I'm not arguing that it's right, but that extra need to critique and that unconscious projection of a perfectionist standard put on people, it is birthed out of desperation. It's birthed out of communities being desperate to really make it through. And as minority people, you know, a lot of times we even tell our own minority kids, like, you got to work twice as hard because the system ain't yours. The system ain't for you. The system for the mother folk. And because of that, you got to be extra righteous. You got to be extra smart. You got to be extra hardworking. You got to go over and beyond. You can't even dwell at the bottom of the fish tank, bitch, because the system is already rigged against you. And maybe there's some of that that's behind some members of the LGBT community feeling like Maddie is not doing her job, or she's not towing the line like she should, or she's not, or that her slip is showing, is that those people are.
I have a question.
Who's speaking?
It's Reckless.
Oh yes, hi Reckless.
Hey, what's going on, everybody on the panel? What's going on with everybody in the chat? Okay, so keep in mind, disclaimer, I have not seen everything. I'm doing a lot of listening because I'm kind of catching up on what's been going on with Ms Netta and TS Madison and all the stuff that's going on. Okay, so my question is this: whenever Craig was on his in the zone and he was just going in on Ms Netta, did Maddie ever directly come out and defend Ms Netta? Did she ever come out and join in? Like, I'm trying to understand the answer is yes. What did Madison do?
The answer is yes. Hold on. Okay. Let me pull up just some sound bites so you can hear it for yourself. Even though I had pulled up some of the stuff in my previous live. Okay, so let me just to give you an idea. Just to give you an idea of what's been going on in their commentary on Ms Netta. She has defended Ms Netta. She has corrected Craig as well when she felt like, okay, Craig, like, you just, girl, like, just get off Ms Netta neck, bitch. Get off her neck, girl. Get off her neck. Just either say it and her damn husband alone. And there were times where Craig was cracking jokes and Madison laughed. I mean, but it was because the part of you that laughs at something is like, the part of you that's gonna laugh, it don't have no damn ethics. It don't have no damn morals, which is why we all can find ourselves sometimes laughing at inappropriate things, because the laughter bone is a lot like the nose ability. Like your nose don't discriminate. Like it has no ability to discern. Like it just smells whatever it smells. It's just a period. Like, and the funny bone is the same. Like once it's struck, you're gonna laugh, and you might disagree with your body that laughs, but it's like an involuntary reaction if something is funny. But it also doesn't mean that you agree, even if you are struggling not to chuckle at the insanity of it all. But you know, and the things that she was like kind of like holding in her laughter about was stuff like when I think Craig said something to the degree of, oh, that bitch looked like she owns a lawn care service. She looked like she just came in from cutting grass. And then he had made a joke of saying something like, it's giving lawn and weaves or lawn and wigs or something. And Maddie, you know, she reasonably chuckled. She was trying not to. And she was putting up a fight in the commentary to just be like, I don't have no problem with Ms Netta. I think it's cool. I think that what they're doing is interesting. You know, so she's always been there. But I'm gonna let you hear for yourself. Here's a little sound bite, child.
Top of you doing his business. Somebody singing this. Now, come on. Hit it. Great, she giving Patty LaBelle on the picture. Oh God. Great, she giving Patty LaBelle in that hair. Great, she giving Patty LaBelle. I believe. Come get some of this patty pie, man. You need to scream. She saw it. Come get some of this patty pie, milk. Come get some of this patty pie, milk. Craig, congratulations to Charles and Netta. They have bought a home. Put that back up.
You want it back up? Okay,
yes,
sorry.
since Craig, you can't tear them down without building them up. That's right. Is that the new house? No, that's where they met the realtor, and I don't know if that's the new house or whatever. But congratulations on Charles and Netta. They have just purchased their new home here in Atlanta. Oh, congrats! I'm very happy. One thing I like about the Laquanda community, because she did say she's the G. She's the G. What is the G? Gay. Okay.
Oh, I thought you was talking about like she was the
real G?
Yeah, the real G.
I heard that too. She's a part of the Laquanda. She's a part of the
I'm looking at Maddie. I was like,
I didn't say she's a G. I said she's the G. She's a part of the Laquanda community. She may be a G when she's not wearing this garb. I mean, when she's on her Russell sweatsuit and her high top tennis. She might be the G. Congratulations to Ms Netta and Charles for getting their home. One thing about it, I love to see my girls in the community get their things. Like home ownership is a key to wealth building. That's right. And that's why Craig owns his home, and I own my too. And
I like how you put that in there.
No, because Craig is going to acquire another home. That's right. And so am I. Yes. All right. Okay, so what I was saying was... Now, can we get off of Ms Netta? Yes, we can. Raw. So back in 2005, I ended a relationship.
Okay, so that was an example. I'm going to show y'all a reckless... Oh, shit, I done moved the whole panel about the damn way. I'm going to pull up another moment where Ms Netta was on the docket. Let me see. Is this...
All right. But Tyler Perry's not a part of the LBG.
Okay, so this is another one.
At the beginning.
Hot rooms turn icy.
Thumbs up, you guys. We're doing an autopsy report again on this whole shit.
So let's go off of what the streets was saying about Ms Netta. Now, we sat here and we watched him go, because Goals done did me like that too, and I like Goals. Shit, I need to go down there and get me some neck work, bitch, to get some of these chins and shit off my motherfucking neck from over there at the damn goddamn plastic surgery. But the streets have been, so they have been tearing Ms Netta up, but Ms Netta opened themselves up to it. Let's look at the pictures.
I didn't put the other one because it was her. I'm sorry. It was there. It was Ms Netta's backside, and I didn't want to put that on there, so I didn't put it up there.
But it looks different.
Yes,
it got the line. You should have put that up there so we could see the change that done happened.
I don't want YouTube to cut, do a copyright or whatever on this.
How you gonna copyright?
Well, not copyright, but to penalize you. I don't want them to penalize you.
Well, what they could have penalized me from the front picture of Ms Netta.
You're right, but
let's see the back, cause it's a different back. It's a different motherfucking back.
Oh no. Because I'll have to get it. Because that's why I didn't put it in there, which was because.
Oh, you have to ask us for those executive decisions.
Well, I was just trying to protect your money. That's all.
I
was just trying to protect your money. That's all.
Oh, my money gonna come.
But I didn't want them to.
And they not gonna do it because I will definitely motherfucking scratch it off. But at the beginning,
Trent.
Had to give me some damn food
because when we look at it, and I'm looking at Ms Netta, and Craig was like, "Girl,
I had so much to say."
You still do. Go ahead.
Girl, put that picture of that Bartlett pair back up. I mean, Ms Netta.
Oh. Craig, she can't help the way she built, girl. Ms Netta can't help the way she built, girl.
Why is Ms Netta hiding her titties?
No. Ms Netta don't identify as.
Or why is he hiding his titties?
Does Ms Netta identify as a he?
Ms Netta said they are the G.
Okay, so Ms Netta said that they're gay.
Yes. He said, Ms Netta said, Ms Netta is the G.
Did you send it to me or Mo, you sent it to me? I need to hear Ms Netta say this out of.
I sent it to you.
It's that one where she's standing at the kitchen and she got red.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
At the top. That thing shaped like.
Just be my biggest thing. So I like.
Basically, what Tyler Perry's doing.
Right. But Tyler Perry's not a part of the LGBT.
No. I'm talking about what Ms Netta is doing. No, but I just mean about what Ms Netta is doing.
No, right here. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I didn't hear you. My miracle ear was turned down. In fact, it was switched to the off position. What did you just say?
Tyler Perry's not a part of the LGBTQIA community.
I thought that's what you said. I see what you think you're trying to say. I see what you think you're trying to say. Did y'all see that picture up there where Ms Netta hadn't tucked?
But Ms Netta's not gonna. Okay, I understand now that I'm hearing it from Ms Netta.
And that little Tweety bird was peeking out.
Now that I'm hearing it from Ms Netta. Now that I'm hearing it from Ms Netta.
Oh.
What'd you get?
Ms Netta said that his name is Joe. Like Sophia's name is Joe. Got it. I'm so clear with it now. No, LaShonda. Ms Netta's not confused. Ms Netta is extremely. Ms Netta knows exactly who Ms Netta is.
Can we please go to that other slide as we're talking?
Ms Netta, the internet was so cruel to Ms Netta.
Yeah, where them videos?
Oh, the internet is so cruel, my God.
Okay, so Reckless, is it giving you a just, or you need a little bit more?
It's giving me a just.
I mean, we can do a little bit more.
This was going up and down my Instagram.
That one.
This one.
Well, what's wrong with you, baby? Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is how to create best-selling print-on-demand t-shirt designs in 5 minutes or less. If you're an experienced graphic...
Where's that last one that I said?
Where is it? It is.
Craig, Ms Netta gonna whoop your ass just like the other one over there that be doing they hair like this. What's her name? I can't remember. I live for her. Mo didn't put it in there, Craig.
I got it right here.
Well, why don't you put
hit it? Well, y'all were talking.
Okay, that one.
They can still hear you.
Craig, Ms Netta getting all kind of money.
That is fine. But whoever dressed her is also dressing Jennifer Hudson.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And do we need to talk about that shake? That must have been pre-BBL.
Yes.
Craig, they said they hope you can fight.
I'm from Baltimore.
Yeah. I understand now. I didn't at first, and I was definitely trying to be extremely respectful. Craig, I have to apologize to you.
No worries. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Craig, I must apologize to you. But I've taken it upon myself to be very respectful of people's identities because I want the same courtesy awarded to me.
And I agree. And that's why I choose to just call you by your name so I don't misgender anybody. I don't want to have any Freudian slips.
So, Ms. Netta is the character. Ms. Netta's life is Joe. That's Netta's life.
Okay, so I want to chime in here. I want to offer a little bit of grace because y'all know I try to put on my logical brain. I think for everybody, Ms. Netta and Charles has been a journey. And I think as things got said by Ms. Netta, interviews got had by Ms. Netta, origin stories were articulated, that it's kind of like everybody is getting to know or develop an understanding of Ms. Netta the more she talks and the more certain questions are presented to her. And I think initially it was all ambiguous for everybody. People didn't know what was going on. And, you know, she was saying, yeah, my name is Joe, but I also Ms. Netta. And then people like Maddie, who is in the community, you know, she does advocacy work, of course. I think what confused people about Maddie is that Maddie is like trapped in between being a commentator herself and acknowledging that Ms. Netta is a pop culture figure. So yes, rightfully so, she can be on anybody's docket. Rightfully so, she can be a part of any conversation. Rightfully so, she can be subjected to teasing, etc., blah, blah, blah. You know, these are people who want to be talked about. Like Ms. Netta said in the Shade Room interview, I want to be the center of attention. I want to be the center of attention. I want to be talked about, da-da-da. But for Ms. Netta just don't want to feel maliciously talked about. And I think Miss Maddie was keeping it non-malicious, you know. Ms. Netta is a part of pop culture. So, you know, if Craig put her on the docket, it's like, okay, we going to talk about her. But because of who Maddie is, she is certain things she ain't going to say about Ms. Netta. You know, she's not going to go in on Ms. Netta's gender, obviously. And she's not going to go in on Ms. Netta's sexuality. But she also is a commentator as well as an advocate. So it's both of those things. And I think for some of the viewers who want Maddie to be like super, like they want her to be only one of those things. They either want her to be just a commentator who drags, have fun, talk shit, da-da-da-da. And then there's some other people who just want Maddie to be all advocacy. And I think for the people who want Maddie to be all advocacy, they're the ones who might be struggling and feeling like Maddie is not doing her job and she's not representing the community and she's not protecting Ms Netta, because to be honest, some of the people who going at TS Madison neck right now, to me, it feels like they honestly just don't want TS to say anything about Ms Netta, even if it don't got nothing to do with Ms Netta being trans, or it don't even center around her identity, her sexuality. They just want Madison to just stay out of the commentating space when it comes to Ms Netta, period. And maybe that's just because for them, they're like, this is another trans woman, a Black trans woman. She's already going up against a lot because she doesn't have a pretty privilege. She's dark skinned. She has very much so a certain she has a certain genophenotype as African trans woman, and they just want to see Maddie just lay the carpet out, period. Like, don't even give her no type of smoke. She already gonna get enough of that from the transphobe community, from the anti-LGBT community, from the anti-Black community, from the but once again, that's what that may be what some of them want. That doesn't necessarily have to become Madison's priority. You know, ultimately she gets to decide how to teeter the line when it comes to being a commentator herself and having like a satire show like Gag Talk. And when LGBT people come up on the docket, because I have always said it to y'all, I don't think queer people should be off. Like, I don't think queer people should not be subjected to teasing. I think that it's equal smoke. Queer people, trans people, gay men, same-gender loving women, you know, should be able to be subjected to criticism, subjected to jokes, etc. It just becomes discriminative when it centers around the sexuality, when it centers around the race, when it centers around the gender. But if you want to drag somebody wig, drag somebody makeup, drag somebody clothes, drag somebody whatever, like, you can do that, and you can also be dragged in return. You know, it's equal opportunity. So yeah, so just like Craig, right? The mistress she got some sprouts, but she is kind of pushing that envelope a little bit. Is getting, you know, she get real up to that line where it's like, okay, but but overall, the mistress is just being superficial in her dragging of Ms Netta. But because all is fair in love and drag, the mistress can be dragged as well. So we've been dragging the mistress as well. We've been keeping that work with her the way she keeping that work with Ms Netta. I think because it is equal opportunity. But y'all can chime in. I don't know. It's
the only thing I was gonna say, because I'm just looking at this all right now. I believe, I could be right, I could be wrong. I think what it is that, like you said earlier, he, quote unquote, the mistress, girl, y'all are her key. I just realized why y'all called that man that. The mistress goes up, he teeters the line, but he never fully crosses the line of transmissio, transphobia, or a boundary that's considered that's very obvious to people. And I think what it is that also the whole Kaya situation does play a part for people. This is what I believe. I think the Kaya situation does play a part in this situation in terms of you're on a show and your co-host may be teetering that line, because even when just in that 2.5 seconds that I looked up, he was like, oh, have you noticed that can you show that picture when Ms Netta didn't tuck? It's like that loaded language that teeters the line but didn't fully cross the line, or that boundary of transmissio, transphobia. So it's the whole thing of having a co-host that may use loaded language, and Madison's just being there, not really engaging. But I think the other side may have, just because we've seen it before, and I think they probably got nervous and like, okay, Madison, we don't want back then to happen again. So you might want to.
Well, I hate that my brain.
I don't know.
I hate that my brain is a devil advocate ass brain. Okay, because I was going to say, we got to remember, right, that at this point in the roasting of it all, right, that Ms Netta, nobody still is completely clear about her identity. So that's why you got Maddie leaning over to the mistress saying, I got to give you an apology, because it's something that Ms Netta said in the soundbite. Let's see if I can find it. She had leaned over and said, I got to apologize to you. I don't know what Ms Netta had said. Hold on, let me see. This might be it.
No worries. It's okay. It's okay. They hope you can fight. I got it. Hit. Well, why don't you? Oh, hit it.
I don't know. It was something I was said, but whatever it was said, it must have been Ms Netta saying she not trans, or maybe saying that her name is Joe, or whatever she said, but it made TS be like, oh, okay, so she's not trans. We know she's LGBT, but she's not necessarily trans. So when the mistress is like, with the tuck comment, it's like, well, if Ms Netta isn't, if people don't understand she's trans at this moment, that this is just maybe a gay man who's just very feminine and who just sometimes dresses up, sometimes, put on women's clothing. Because I think that's kind of was maybe the initial, like, okay, maybe Ms Netta is just an effeminate gay man.
That's, I'm going to tell you what I think in that instance is, I'm going to say for me, and maybe you can help me unpack this, because I'm just looking at all of this. So I think the thing is, as well, even with that theory, it's like, okay, if let's just say Ms Netta is a gay man wouldn't have to tuck. Typically, it would be trans people that would typically have to tuck, or either I want to say drag queens when they're actually on stage and performing. But gay men, they don't have to tuck. Tuck for what? Yeah, you're feminine. Yeah, I'm a man. I mean, yeah, I'm a man that's feminine, and yes, I'm wearing men clothes. But
I think that is what was supposed to be the joke. Was like, this, because this is not like, this is a gay man. Why the fuck is he tucking? Like, that was supposed to be the like.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like, oh, like, I mean, instead of doing the most, like, why the hell? Like, did she like? It's like.
Not this constant turning every which way but loose.
So much. But I don't still yet, even though people can find arguments for like they feel like Madison is dropping the ball, I in being fair, nobody knew what was going on with Ms Netta. And Ms Netta is still struggling, as we can see. She's still struggling to hold on to the language that is her. Because she don't do the language. She don't do the labels. She don't do the I'm trans, I'm drag, I'm this, I'm that, because she didn't come from that world. She didn't come from that world. Like, these girls survived at a different time. The words were not necessary because nobody, like, queerness wasn't even in the space like that to begin with. So if you was just queer, you was just queer. And if you was a gay boy who happened to be feminine, that was just thought of to just be an extension of gayness. Like, so all this need to like find particular language outside of gay, straight, and bisexual and trans, the T word, like it she just didn't grow up like that. So now having to speak to it because the public is interested in it, and the public is very strong on identity politics, and there are people who want to be able to respect her pronouns. Like Maddie said to her in the interview, you know, I'm asking you what you identify as, because I want to be able to respect you. I want to be able to refer to you however it is you identify, because I don't want to, you know, be indirectly being transphobic, etc. So, you know, tell me how you get down. And even when Netta responded back to TS, she was still very ambiguous for the most part. Like Maddie kind of had to do she kind of had to just take, like, Ms Netta was doing the bare minimum in her like response. Ms Netta was just like, like when TS Madison said, girl, like me, like I was born a biological male, but I'm TS, I'm a trans woman. He was like, so you biological male? Yeah, yes. And then Matt was like, okay, girl, okay, I see you, girl. Hey, sis. And then, but Ms Netta still went on to be like, yeah, all I know is that I've just been this way my whole life. That's all I know. All I know is that I'm Ms Netta. All I know is that I've been feminine my whole life. All I know is that I've been in my feminine energy my whole life. And that's it. That's all I know. So it still didn't like put the black and white on it, which is why when I went live earlier, we had to do a lot of I had to read all in between the lines and put it all together to make it make sense, because that's what we do here. We master in making shit make sense. And we take like raw ingredients and make a meal out of them, a cohesive meal out of raw ingredients, if that's what we're given. And when it comes to Ms Netta, it's raw ingredients, because she's only saying enough. She's only saying just enough as it relates to her identity politics. And because of this, I think that's the real conflict here. It's not necessarily Madison or anybody who referring to her as Joe or referring to Ms Netta as he. It's really Ms Netta is kind of like in this limbo in terms of not forming clarifying words to make her identity crispy across the board. And this then is what's given a lot of room for everybody to be all over the board with it. Some people are like, this is Joe, this is a man. Some people are like, this is a trans woman, this is a da-da-da-da. And because Ms Netta is not, she ain't leaning into the language. She ain't completely opposing it either in some settings, because you can see her in the shade room. She kind of really leans into all the questions about living as a trans woman. She talks about getting a BBL, a double BBL, a breast lift, etc. Obviously, we know that a nigga who identifying as a nigga ain't getting no goddamn double BBL and no goddamn breast lift. And they ain't being mistaken for no damn woman and not correcting nobody and only telling people they're biologically male when they feel safe. Somebody who's living as male is literally going out of their way to present as male so that they can be translated, understood in their community to be male. They're not withholding their maleness if they're actually living as male. So we see in the Shade Room interview, she leans in seemingly to her transness. But then you go back once again to the Fox Soul interview with TS, it's ambiguous. And then in between all that, you got people trolling Ms Netta. So there are these sound bites that exist where she's like, I'm not none of that. I'm not trans. I'm not LGBT. All I know is I'm Ms Netta. And so all of this is being used for people to find their own corners with Ms Netta. Like, okay, well, Ms Netta says she's not trans. So then I'm not being transphobic if I'm not calling her by her dead name, because she's not even trans. She don't have a dead name yet. Or, like it because Ms Netta is vague and she's not being explicitly clear, that's what's leading everybody to take their rightful positions. And then when everybody do, because everybody is taking different positions, it's then leading to more internal conflict where you got people saying, why are y'all misgendering Ms Netta? Or why are y'all calling her by her and she says her name is Joe? And there's all this fucking confusion back and forth with everybody. I think that's really the source of the confusion really is at this point. And so everybody catching heat. Miss Maddie catching heat the people that's calling Ms Netta by she, her, catching heat, people that's calling Ms Netta Joe and he and him catching heat. I was just watching, me and Rex was just watching her on a live stream with her op, Laquanda, and Laquanda like was literally explicitly trying to be disrespectful by being like, yeah, bro, oh, what's up? Like, was using all the he and him pronouns to Ms Netta. And Ms Netta didn't correct him. She ain't say, oh, bitch, you gotta go. You know damn well, bitch, I don't go by no he and him. She ain't correct him. She just went on with the exchange, even though he was going out of his way to refer to her as he and him. So because Ms Netta is not standing on vernacular business, it's leading everybody to make their own choice about how they want to refer to and perceive Ms Netta. And then within that, people are getting crucified because, once again, everybody is taken to a different perception. To some people, Ms Netta is Joe, a man who's playing a woman. He's not fucking trans. He's not da 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 da. And to other people, Ms Netta is clearly a fucking trans woman, and she might be cool with you using masculine pronouns, etc. But because she presents as Miss, and she lives her life as Miss, and she has a husband, etc., girl, and she's got a breast lift and a double BBL, they're going to refer to her as she. And I feel like maybe everybody should give each other some grace until Ms Netta ties up all the loose ends. I think everybody probably needs to be given some permission, some grace and mercy until Ms Netta clarifies it, because nobody is going to be able to have something absolutely to hold people accountable for until Ms Netta makes a objective stance and call on her identity.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that there's a lot of confusion within her. But I just pray that she can come to a place of peace, because this really may be her true self. This may be her whole authentic self. It may be nothing for her to figure out. She may simply just don't care, ain't into the labels, and just want to be, whoever and whatever she is, and he just want to be happy, content. She's found, in my opinion, something that works for her. And the truth of the matter, yes, it's good for us to ask questions. It's good for us to gain understanding so that we can be respectful to one another, and all that. But if a person doesn't have an issue, then we shouldn't push to create one either. Sometimes things are simply black and white. And this may be just, she may, like she's saying, she may just be okay with it. I think where her pain comes from, is people talking about her features, how she looks. I don't think it has anything to do with people questioning the gender. I think it's solely because of, the aesthetics. And I'm really I just want to talk to the females for real. I'm really disappointed in a lot of y'all that has been speaking, typing such negative, dumbass, low vibrational shit. Y'all know we go through a lot within our own bodies. I have facial hair. I know the hell, and I know I ain't the only one that have facial hair. I get so damn tired of going to get waxed. I said I'm gonna go get laser treatment, but I got a few things laser, and then it gave me dark spots. It's a lot we go through. So to sit up here, I wear a size 11 in a woman. I'm only 5'7". I wear a size 11 shoe. big ass feet. Like, to act like females don't have masculine features is crazy as hell. And I don't know why it's so hard for us to just accept, like, because Conscious, you hit the nail, like the head on the nail earlier when you said, you know, how we go against each other. But do y'all really understand the time and the climate that we live in? I ain't even trying to change it, but do y'all know how our rights are being attacked, are literally being taken from us, being violated as women, as feminine beings, and we're going to attack another source of a feminine being when that is actually our ally, actually our allies. Because they are getting in places that we are not getting in places that we're being pushed out of. So we're going to need somebody. I just don't understand why it's always like a whole bunch of fucking division. It'd be division for no apparent reason. Like, it's weird. Y'all would rather keep these damn P-files, this SAs, those auras, y'all would rather keep them, cushion them, protect them, knowing the damage they doing to our communities, our homes, our lives, our children's lives. But here we got a demographic of our people, still our people, that ain't doing shit but living their life. And we going to attack them? How does that benefit us? Where's it getting us? Literally mad at this woman because this woman is making a living. Not an illegal living, a living for her and her family. And then you dig a rabbit hole, you push her in the rabbit hole, then you're trying to push TS Madison in the rabbit hole. And the reality is this: Craig was definitely wrong. The mistress was wrong as hell. But I don't think that it should have spewed and spinned into this. A conversation, yes, it's always good to be able to have a conversation, but it shouldn't have spilled over to T.S. Madison ain't she's not being an advocate. She's not being a sister. She's not looking out for, like, no. It ain't that deep. And y'all really, like, as individuals and as a people, we really should stop, like, really having a conversation and pushing the discussion about it. Because at the end of the day, if we ain't, like, I agree with T.S. Madison. I saw the little clips on the thing. I agree with her. Talk about the good shit I'm doing. If y'all gonna have my name in, like, okay, if you're gonna talk about push some false narrative, at least discuss the positive things I'm doing too. Like, help get the word out. Shit, that's the least you can do if you're gonna talk about me.
And put a pin in it right there, rumors, because I wanna highlight this point right here. Listen to what TS is about to play from Ms Netta. This is going to help you further reckless.
Circle with this. Let's talk about this. This is my way. I'm not no transsexual. I ain't no whatever the else community or whatever they got going on. I'm just myself. And if y'all people know me and y'all people from my hometown, y'all would know I never, ever, and still never went outside dressed like no woman. I never, and when I get my makeup done and stuff here and put on my clothes to do my skits and stuff, nobody ever seen me in public. Let's round it back. It's my way. I'm not no transsexual, you know, whatever the else community or whatever they got going on. I'm just myself. And if y'all people know me and y'all people from my home. So from the horse's mouth, you heard her say that she's not a transsexual. So I've never given Ms Netta any transphobia. I've never said any transphobic things about Ms Netta. So you heard it from Netta's mouth that she says that she's not transsexual. And you haven't heard me say any transphobic thing against Ms Netta. I've never said anything negative or transphobic to Ms Netta. Never. Not once, not one time have I ever never done it. So when y'all be coming making these statements about me, if you have a problem with Craig, let Craig hold it, because Craig was reading Ms Netta. He was. And I always was tapping Craig on his shoulder saying, Craig, I don't want to talk about Ms fucking Netta. So let's when y'all feel some way about TS Madison, let's stand on business why you feel some type of way about TS Madison. Y'all feel some type of way because TS Madison lives lavish. TS Madison has money and she stands on it and tells y'all, bitch, I'm rich. TS Madison motherfucking occupies many spaces, because every time somebody pops up in social media that has some type of following, y'all always thinking that I'm somewhere jealous of them because they have, sweetie, I've transcended social media.
Okay, so Reckless, like, does that help you to understand like where the confusion coming from around Ms Netta? Is because
Ms Netta's not being clear.
And
so based on what I'm getting,
somebody just said,
Netta,
hold on, boo. And somebody in the comment section has said, tea tree oil says that they think Ms Netta is ambiguous for like intentionally. I don't. I think that Ms Netta is literally ignorant on the issue, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because in our Fox Soul interview between her and TS Madison, when TS Madison had asked her, "Are you a member of the LGBTQ community?" she said no. And then she was like, hold on, wait a minute. Can you ask me that again? And then Madison was like, you know, are you a member of the LGBT? She's like, oh, yeah. Like, literally, Ms Netta is so fucking far removed from all this acronym shit, all this LGBT trans. So when we even hear that soundbite, even though I know that the soundbite is being represented as Ms Netta doesn't self-identify as trans, y'all know what I just said in my last live. That doesn't mean she isn't trans, because I think what she's rebutting against is people pressuring her to use this type of language that she's not used to. Ms Netta is literally a country bumpkin bitch. She's from a country bumpkin ass town. She's from a community where everybody knows everybody. Everybody is close to everybody. And it feels like family. And she just has like that small time mentality. This is big city shit. This whole LGBTQIA, trans, non-binary, pronouns, all this shit, all Ms Netta knows is that, look, I've been a bad bitch my whole life. Nobody never really gave me no smoke about it. My family was with the shits. I was allowed to be effeminate. I had a lot of femininity in my life. I was raised by a bunch of women, etc. I'm attracted to men, and I never got no pushback. I just never had, she never had to run into none of this. She never had, it didn't, nothing needed to be said, because what was understood was already understood. Like, what needed to be understood was already understood by her community. However the fuck the saying goes. And y'all know how it is when you with your family, because I kind of can relate to Ms Netta. Like, I didn't have to come out because, I mean, low key, everybody could reasonably assume what time it was, but nobody cared. So it wasn't nothing. It wasn't a need for me to have to press the issue or have to put my identity on forefront, because it was just not necessary. I was able to be myself, and nobody was really tugging on my wig. So it's whatever. Ms Netta seemingly comes from that type of space. So now, living in super woke, super identity politic ass society, like, I think Ms Netta still don't want shit to do with it. It's still outside of her range. It's outside of her academia. It's outside of her intellect. She just want to cook for her emotionally unavailable ass husband and plunge her pussy with this new 11-inch rubber ass super jumbo dildo she just got from High Kitty and live her damn best life, bitch. Okay, all this shit y'all talking about. Ms Netta just like, girl, this don't make me no dollars. It don't make me no sense, bitch. Okay, I'm just doing me, girl. Y'all trying to turn me into a super advocate. So when I heard the soundbite that Maddie played, to me, it wasn't given for me that Ms Netta isn't trans. It's like, I don't want shit to do with the language. And Ms Netta is not the only LGBT person who doesn't. Flame and Roll has pushed back against vernacular as well and has had a very loose relationship to these titles. So many queer people that I know of personally and non-personally have not been interested in the language. They feel restricted by the labels. They're not interested in the labels. And that's every LGBTQIA plus person's prerogative. Like, you don't have to put yourself in a box if that's the way you think of it and you think that's what you're doing is put yourself in a box. You don't have to adopt the language per se. If you just want to live your life and be who the fuck you are, and you just know who you're attracted to, and you know how you feel in your body, and you just gonna live, and you don't want to have to get dictionaries with it, then don't. You don't have to. It's plenty of queer people who don't use the term queer. They don't use the term gay. They don't use trans. They don't use non-binary. Now, they may still be all those things, but they don't use any of that motherfucking language. And I think Ms Netta is one of those people. She ain't, it's like, girl, like, I'm putting on a skit for y'all. Yes, I do in my real life show up cunty. I am cunty. I've been wearing 22 inches or longer, bitch, since I've been a senior in high school. I've been a B.O.B., so you're thinking me calling you Bob. Stop playing, nigga. You know that I'm known for the bob. Okay, she been rocking the bobs since high school. She always been giving she. You know, I'm every woman tease. So, but she's also playing a character. Ms Netta is a character. Ms Netta is a Southern conservative, older Black woman who enjoys cooking, cleaning, and nurturing her man when he comes home from work, from his good welding job.
Cook and cleaning.
Wash everything. And that's that. She not like, that's the character. But in her real life, she also does show up femininely, which is why she was saying in that Shade Room interview, you know, everybody called me her and she everywhere I went growing up. You know, I never was misidentified. And I was scared to tell people that I was biologically male. You know, I was given a natural cunt, you know, everywhere I went, everywhere I be. So I in part, the confusion is the public ain't really doing the work to figure it out. I don't mind figuring it out because I'm a mad scientist and I like getting off into the complicated shit, and I like doing the complicated work, and I like stitching shit together, and I like I'm built for all of that. But the general public likes everything simple, on the table, girl, already pre-organized. They want all the IKEA furniture off the truck already assembled, girl. I don't want to have to read no instructions. I don't know nothing about no hammer and no nails and no building and no this shit, bitch. Just give it, girl. Let it be a table off the truck, girl. Don't let it be 22 pieces or more.
Girl, don't we know? Girl, don't we know what that whole Megan Thee Stallion Tory lace?
Okay, I'm a assembly bitch. Okay, I never had the windmill so much. I don't mind assembling. So I can take a Ms Netta who's coming in pieces rather than coming assembled already, and still put her together and understand her in all of these things because I understand it.
So the thing is too, like I was gonna say is that before you said all of that, what I was like understanding about Ms Netta is like what you said, as in don't fully understand the language, but also I was just gonna just put it categorize her identity, if I had to have some type of understanding, was gender fluid. That's all I was gonna say. Because when with Ms Netta, from what I've heard from you guys, when in conversation you don't correct people about your pronouns, you're kind of your boundaries are loose in that sense. You really don't care about certain things. The first thing I thought in my head was Big Frida, when Big Frida was on College Hill. And Big Frida was explaining and having the same language, like, hey, all that pronoun stuff, I'm not really with that. I am Big Frida. So some people call me this, some people call me that. It doesn't matter to me. So that's what I was kind of just categorizing.
The only reason I'm going to say Ms Netta, though, is trans, even though, like, she seems to be... Okay, so this is what it is. She's given trans because she intentionally shows up feminine in her real life, according to her testimony. And I even think in this clip that Maddie played, when Netta was like, I only dress up when I do my skits. Nobody in my hometown has actually seen me. But I think I think for her, she's saying, girl, I ain't never went all out in my real life. Like, no, I'm not walking around in ball gowns, and I'm not walking around giving TS Madison. I'm not walking around giving glam in my everyday life. You know, I'm playing it down in my real life. But her Shade Room interview, even in her playing it down, even if she is just in some jeans and a t-shirt, is still giving woman, which is why she's still being called she, her. Niggas opening up the door for her. She snatching Charles' ass up out of Plenty of Fish, girl, getting all the dick in Alabama, honey. Like, she is giving all of that. So I think, and I think I consider her trans not only because she lives effeminately, she presents effeminately, and she's carrying that feminine womanly essence her whole life since she was a kid all the way up to being a grown-ass woman, is the fact that she has now made what you can call gender reaffirming surgeries. She's had gender reaffirming surgeries. She's gotten a double BBL. She's gotten a breast lift because she had excess weight in her breasts from when she was morbidly obese. So even though she's slimmer now, she's still carrying the fat in her breasts from that massive weight gain. And she don't mind them being her titties because, once again, she's trans. So, of course, she don't mind that fat being retained in her breasts because that just adds to the femininity she's already used to existing in and showing up in and feels comfortable in. So the fact that she got a breast lift, this is why I'm arguing with people that she can't be identifying as a gay man, because gay men don't get breast lift and don't get titties, and they're not getting any gender reassignment surgery done. They're not making those effeminate, those type of like strong, fundamental, affirming surgeries to themselves. Yes, they may get Botox, they may get lip injections, but we're not talking about getting titties and getting ass and getting pussy and getting all these things. But on top of that, so with that, I think Ms Netta is given trans identity, but I think her, to your point, Reckless, her gender expression is gender nonconforming. So while she really is in her woman energy, in her real life, as she says, nobody mistakes her as a man. Nobody thinks she's a damn man, and nobody treats her like a damn man in her real life. And she loves it because that's been her whole life. That's all she's ever known. Just like most trans people have been trans their whole life, even when they weren't living it, even when they were expressing it, even if they were concealing it, even if they were suppressing it, it's always still been them. This has always still been her. So I think trans is the actual gender identity, but her gender expression. You know, this is not when we get into our aesthetics, get into our clothing, get into our wardrobe, get into our mannerisms. Her gender expressing is gender nonconforming. So you can see her in everything from a ball gown to maybe a short set. And that's the case for even natural born women or bio women who are tomboys, who identify as women. That's their gender identity. I'm female, I'm woman. But their gender expression is masculine. So you see them in baggy clothes, you see them in baggy shorts, you see them in a Timberlands, you see them in a Jordans, you see them in all of that. That's even something that bio women do. Like, because we all have a gender identity and we all have a gender expression. All of us, everybody does. This is not something that only LGBT people are subjected to. Every one of us has a gender identity. We either identify as he, her, male, female, or not, or both, or all, and we all have a gender expression. Your gender expression can be opposite of your gender identity. As I just said, you got tomboys. I identify as a boy. I express myself in the feminine, but I identify as male. I know I'm a male. I'm cool with being a male. I'm okay with being a male. And I present it femininely. Skirts, nail. Like, look at Derek J is a prime example. Derek J, the stylist, hairstylist out in Atlanta Housewives, etc. girl. Like, Derek J identifies as Derek J, identifies as male. He knows he's a guy. He identifies as male, as a guy, but his gender expression is feminine. His gender expression is woman. He's in his heels. He's in his cardigans. He's in his dresses. He's in his sundresses, etc. So with Ms Netta saying, yeah, I can dress up like this, but I also dress down, and I don't necessarily go out the house looking like a damn stunt queen every day. It also doesn't mean she's not trans. It just means that her gender identity, to your point, Reckless, could be non-gender conforming, which is why she doesn't mind the he or the she or the we or the looseness of the pronoun. She don't mind however people see it. She's okay with that. She don't feel disrespected by that. You want to call me Joe, call me Joe. You want to call me Ms Netta, call me Ms Netta. You want to call me Joe Netta, call me Joe Netta. You want to call me she, call me she. You want to call me him. This is why Sasha, my trans sister, she said that she feels I'm non-binary, because she was like, CTV, you always say people can call you whatever. She, her, da-da-da. I says, yes, my pronouns are he, him, she, her, and bitch. Those are all my pronouns. And you can refer to me as any of those things, including it as well. Like, I don't care, because I know I'm a conglomerate, and I know that I have both these polarities of masc and femme all swimming around inside of me. And I don't have no shame about that. I'm okay with expressing my femininity. I'm okay with expressing my masculinity. I don't have an issue with having feminine and masculine energy. I'm completely at one with both of these forces inside of myself. So I butch it up. In some parts of my attitude are naturally butch, and then other parts of my personality are very effeminate, and circumstances also pull out of me whether I'm going to be feminine in this moment or masculine in this moment. So, I just allow the energies to just do what they do, which is why I can understand Flame at this point. I can understand Ms Netta at this point, where it's just like, even though there is language to describe somebody who does not feel the need to conceptualize themselves, that it just seems easier to just let the energy be. Like, just let it be. Don't try to define it. Don't try to label it. Just be. Just fucking be yourself. And just let that be that. And then there are other people who really love the language because it really helps them to organize themselves, and it helps them to communicate who they are easier to other people, so that other people can have as practical of a way to navigate them, when we line ourselves up in that way. But it is given gender nonconforming. I can see that as her gender expression and see her gender identity being trans. What you think about that, Reckless?
I agree. Because a part of me, like I said earlier, it reminds me of when I saw Big Fred on College Hill talking to Slim Thug. I think it's Slim Thug. And the same language was the same in terms of the pronoun stuff I'm not really with. I'm just me. And you're very loose in terms of your boundaries, or I'm gonna say, or feeling violated of people using all different, whatever they see is what they address. And I know for trans people, most trans people, at least I think it's quite safe to say, I could be right, could be wrong. Trans people no, it's she and her or he and him. So that was just the indication for me. But I do believe that, like you said about the trans identity for Ms Netta, is because, like you said, the physique. It's the physique of getting titties and because I totally forgot about that when you guys mentioned it earlier. Yes, then getting the titties and all the other stuff. Gay men typically wouldn't get down. Ass, on the other hand, a nasty piece of BBL, a squat or two, baby, some hip thrusts. A gay man will most definitely do that. But in terms of getting some titties,
but a gay man get it in terms of it's an aesthetic, like for the sake of I want a nice ass.
Yes,
Ms Netta is gonna get it because it's an accessory to her femininity. It's the context that would be different for the gay man getting his ass done versus trans woman getting her ass done. You know, because an ass has always been closely associated with a part of the body that women would more so have an interest in, more so than men traditionally. You know, like growing up in a patriarchy, none of us were taught to be concerned about the shape of our ass as men. You know, it didn't matter if you had a flat ass, a wide ass, a smush ass. And matter of fact, you kind of got teased if you had a plump booty. If you had a big booty as a dude, you know, you kind of got teased about having a fatty, etc. That was more so something that was put into the womanly category. But now, you know, living in the age of aesthetics, of course, everybody wants to look like their perfect self. So you even have heterosexual men who are getting fat transfers and getting BBLs and sculpting procedures done, etc. So
that's the reason why I was getting bullied and stuff about that stuff. Oh, okay. Thank you for explaining that to me. That's the reason why they was talking about my butt like that.
You were being bullied because
no, girl, don't
young men were waking up from those naps with your head in their laps.
Oh no, bitch! I don't know what the hell you talking about, bitch. There's no Diddy over here, bitch. You won't get me, bitch. The hell you better talk to Diddy, not me, bitch. Not me.
It was you being the head doctor in school, honey, and indulging and entitling yourself to them men's pains, honey. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Okay. Anybody? Does that make sense to anybody else here? Like, what are y'all thinking on the panel?
Hey everybody.
Oh, hey Gemini. Hey boo. Hey love.
I'm just you speaking of everything that's been said. I appreciate Netta being herself. I say her because I respect the language as being one that's an advocate for the community, being a straight woman in the community. I have a brother that's part of the community, and I choose to get my I choose to make my language and when I go into spaces very careful, because one is out of respect. Then two, like I said, I have a brother, and then three, I understand where Miss Netta is coming from. I find no offense to it. Her growing up in a time where, you know, she was protected, no one understood what was going on, you know, and then me growing up in it, not realizing that, okay, I had a gay brother per se, and the words learning up as a child, you grow up hearing these different words. Then as you get my age, you get 56, okay, now you get all these different words. Well, here's the thing. If the word bothers you enough, then reanalyze yourself. I'm not saying it's something that a person has to do, but being a person with an open mind, the word cis, cunt, fish doesn't bother me. And Conscious, you spoke to something earlier when you said something about, okay, well, you know, some women don't like to be called cis. Well, why? It's a I almost curse, and I'm a little Christian. It's just a freaking word. Why do you care about? I mean, come on. And then your community uses it to identify, you know, itself. Plus, I applaud the fact that I was all interposed. The fact that a trans woman was director of the movie, it helped me. It more or less is education for me as a black woman, knowing that I have family members in my family. And maybe maybe some of these straight women don't know that if they have maybe you be more open-minded if you recognize or appreciate, or don't be so, I want to say, ignorant to the knowledge and get into some of the space. Oh no, I would never. Well, okay, say that, and then worry about how you're being violated and you're straight. The LGBT community is no different than the straight community. We got just as much problems as y'all do, the same problems. But then here's the icing on the cake. We're black. And we got it worse because we're fighting against each other over some words. Are you serious? You can't be that serious. If maybe I'm the only one that walks around with a new international Webster dictionary, and all of it ain't true. But just for the fact that I was given one in the 6th grade to help me clarify when somebody's throwing out stuff to you. But the fact that the community fought, that your community has fought to be respected, to not be misgendered, to have rights as a human being first. Forget all the labels, forget all of that. And I believe that's what Ms. Netta is standing for. I love Ms. Netta. I don't care. She could be a woman today and a man tomorrow. I'm still going to respect her as to what she asked me to call her. And if I was to ever meet any of y'all, I'm going to ask you what, because being a community organizer in spaces, I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
What do you want me to respect you as?
So let me ask you this question then, and thank you for that. So with Ms. Netta, because TS Madison had asked Ms. Netta that directly, and Ms. Netta she still gave a very open-ended response. So do you feel like it's fair for people then to make up their own minds about Ms. Netta in particular, since she doesn't seem to care about the pronouns? So if you want to call her Joe,
I
call her Joe.
love the fact that, one, she's not going to conform. I appreciate her. To me, she's human. That's human. Don't conform to society's ways or the norms or the political views or the history of just basically the world on how a human should look, act, breathe, pee, stand, sit, all of that stuff. Who cares about what's going on in the back at her address? Shout out, she got a new home. And whether or not her or Mr. Child, I happen to see that somebody sent me that, I say, shoot, it got me acting. And I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Sometimes the men in your community help me step my damn game up, and I'm a straight ass woman. Hello? I'm straight. So that lets me know, okay, maybe I need to do some work on my ass and stop bitching about being a real woman. Okay, so they can't have kids. Why the fuck do you care? Maybe give them one. Give them one. There's people doing it all the time. Hell, they growing pigs in the labs in a petri dish at the CDC right now. And you ain't saying nothing about your bacon every time you eating it from McDonald's. Is you doing that? No, you're not. You're not going in those spaces making people comfortable. It's a shame that just anyone is committing suicide, and it don't just have to be. And I say that, and people say, "Well, oh, why you being so?" Well, like I said, I have family members that are part of the community. So yeah, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna say what I say. Though I'm straight, I'm gonna fight because that's my family members, and you will not disrespect them in such a way. And trust me, cause if I saw you on the street, I'm gonna call you what you asked me. I'm gonna ask you first, and I was like, hey. That's what it is. I'm not gonna disrespect you like that. But I've watched all the movies. I can't think of that dang on movie that's iconic. I love it every time I see it. Oh my God! It's a movie about Paris is.
It burning.
There you go. I love that movie. I love that movie. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And shout out to there's anybody in the LGBTQ plus community. Uh, We have an advocate in Detroit, though I'm in
Mm-hmm.
Georgia. There's an advocate in Detroit. There's a trans woman that advocated. Come on, I had to find this out myself. Been there forever for years, but didn't know that she was an advocate there in the city of Detroit.
Mm.
Come
Mm-hmm.
on now. So yeah,
But see,
let's
you
go ahead.
sound like a woman who is comfortable in who she is, and that's why you ain't pressing
I'm
threatened by nobody.
comfortable. I'm comfortable being a straight woman, but I'm not gonna be offended because you're who you are. And let's say TS Madison said, trust me, I done seen enough TS Madison. We've had an Instagram talk together. And she was chilling in her bed, and
Mm-hmm.
I was chilling in my bed on Instagram Live, and we was talking our
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know if I got a recorder somewhere, and if she don't, and I'm proud of TS.
Yeah,
Proud
I'm
of
proud of
Maddie.
her too.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
proud of her for the fact that she even represent me because
Yeah.
she know what her mother went through as a
Mm-hmm.
mother to
Mm-hmm.
raise her.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I say, damn, nah, TS. I say, well, damn. Ooh, girl, you look good as a boy, but you look even better as a woman. I say,
Maybe
damn.
she both handed child.
She got the
Both handed.
she got the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So make her mad, girl. And if she hearing it or seeing Miss Netta and me, I want Miss Netta and Maddie to get together
I
and make
do it too.
people more mad. Make
That's
them
what I
more
was
mad.
hope. That's what I was hoping Maddie was gonna do. I was like, I hope
She
Maddie throw.
is. She is.
I hope she throw a curveball in this shit and she
She need
call
to.
Anetta on the back end and say,
Come
"Bitch,
on.
I'm gonna fly you out here, bitch, and
Somebody
we gonna sit up in the goddamn studio, honey, and we
and
is
make
gonna
their ass gag.
we gonna
Choke on
gag
their
that
own
we gonna gag
dildos.
their motherfucking ass." Mm-hmm.
Choke on their own dildos.
Yep.
Come on,
That
cause
part.
I'm 56, so look what I can't use, I will use.
Oh, that part,
Hey,
baby.
my mouth still work.
By any means necessary is the motto. By any means necessary
But
is the
yeah, I
motto, baby.
mean, I'm disappointed in our community of all
Yeah.
communities because of the simple fact, we already got it bad in the polls. We got it bad just throughout history. Come on, 500 plus. If you count, I count.
But you know what though? And that's exactly why I took cisgendered off the table
I don't know
because
why you did. It
I'm gonna
don't
tell you why.
bother
I'm
me.
gonna tell you why. No, I'm gonna tell you why. Cause
Mm,
I feel, because at the end of the day, I'd rather major in majors instead of majoring in minors. And I have a large female demographic. And at first I was pro cis because I was like, I'm clear that this is not an offensive term. And y'all are really
mhm,
trying to make fetch happen by trying to make this some type of a slur unto bio women when it's not that at all. But at some point, I said, you know what? This is what it looks like to live in a democracy and to have a blended society is that you learn how to meet each other in the middle and everybody learns how to give up something in order to get something. And I said, you know what?
mhm,
I'm not gonna push against this. If the
mhm,
majority of women on my platform don't like the term cis, which I always use generally anyway. I never referred to any individual woman
mhm,
personally as cisgender. It only was a term that I used when we started talking about kind of the general population. It was my way of distinguishing trans
mhm.
women from a biological women. But once I learned that biological women, natural born women could get the same job done as cisgender, I'm just like, well, why fight about cis when there's other words that a bio women are comfortable with, and that can be that. So for me, I didn't see the value in fighting, like in
Yeah,
fighting for it. It was just like,
but
why at the end of
I feel like personally being let me put it
the day.
on
Hmm.
me, a cisgender woman, I was not offended by it. So I feel like your arm was pretty much, like someone kind of conform you to their
Strong
way.
arm.
And I guess, me being a Gemini, ain't no telling what hole you gonna end up with. And then on top of that, I don't like to nobody telling me what I can't do. To tell me something I can't do makes me do it even more, pisses you off more, but then that let me know
But I'm gonna
that
tell you
you,
this too, though. It
yes.
was also me kind of moving past the term cis and realizing that just like trans women, just like black men, just like LGBT persons, black women too are feeling snuffed out of this society. And there's a sense of claustrophobia and like the walls are caving in.
Why ain't
And
no caving in
and
on
I
me?
and there is a reality to that, obviously, like because like there's been a coming down on controlling women's reproductive system,
Yeah.
banning abortions. There's all these things that black women are going through in the medical industry in terms of inequality as it relates to the medical treatment of black women versus their white counterparts. And it's just all of this. And so I just said, you know what? No, like I empathize with my sisters. I too have mothers. I have aunties. I have grandmothers. I love black women. I come from black women. And black women, like everybody else, are also getting really royally fucked over in this system. And I think we all have to like just really sit back and really pick and choose our battles. And there are some things that are just not worth fighting for when we have so many things we need to be coming together on. So I feel like wherever we can just ease up on each other, why not do that? Like why add one more thing to set the house on fire that needs a fire extinguisher put to it when it's not necessary and there are bigger fish to fry. And I did not feel like cisgendered was worth the war. It really wasn't, because I know that black women are tired, black men are tired, black trans women are tired. Everybody's already tired. And it just wasn't worth it. It was, cisgender is a term that just, it's a fight that's not even on the battlefield at all, because there are literally just other things we just need to be coming together about.
Well, I hate to tell society this and those that are watching, but guess what? There are more words to come, and you're still going to be upset. And when you cross over, you won't be mad anymore, because then there's going to be more terminology coming along. And so until you get out of your feelings, your own personal bag, you're gonna always have this issue. I love the twin spirits. I do. I really do, because it helps me understand. And maybe somebody said, "Oh, well, you going too hard." Well, again, like I said, I have family members that are part of the community, and if you allow something so minor as a word, I mean, it's in the dictionary. I mean, I mean, seriously, are you allowing? And then here's the thing: where is your fight on Congress? Where have I seen you before? Have I walked with you fighting for human rights? Let's start there first. Do that. Go in some of those spaces, and maybe I might have a conversation with you. But until I see your face across social, TikTok or Instagram, you don't have to necessarily see everything I do. But the thing is, I work with an organization called P Flag. I volunteered with that organization for 4 years only because, and since the pandemic, you know, I do it because, one, like I said, I may have spoke to you before about this,
Yeah.
with my brother being in the community. And I go into spaces genuinely because I'm looking for my brother. If
Yeah.
that's weird to say,
No, it's
hopefully he may pop up on your live
he
one
may
day.
be.
He should
I
be.
may have a surprise for you.
Ooh, and I want you to, and I will be so elated. I will cry, shit myself, piss myself. I don't know what I'll do. Because I'm 56, so I don't know. I ain't claiming that yet. But I mean, wearing no depends. I'm just trying to be funny and make conversation. But at the
I
same
love it.
time, look, I don't have. Come on, and don't let me get in your space. I will cuss a ninja out about you. I just,
But
cause
that's what I'm saying, Gemini. You are, because see, you remind me of me. Like sometimes we forget sometimes we forget as people who be like so ahead of the curve. We be so like already down the road that we think that like, oh, everybody else, like it's easy, like everybody else down the road too. And we kind of forget that we're gifted and we kind of got special powers in certain areas. And sometimes I have forgotten that too. And that's what caused me to like wrap a rope around people's neck and be like, what's wrong with you? Like, you gotta get like you gonna come up here. Then I had to remember, wait, I have a particular gift and strength in certain areas that other people don't. So I have to be mindful with that and meet people where they are instead of being so ironclad and being so
is that what I give
fact.
ironclad? Do I give ironclad just a little bit?
Well, me and you both are ironclad in the sense of like how we see it is how the fuck we see it, and it is what the fuck it is, and we really can't be moved off our square, and you're really not about to make us you know, like so we can be very we can just be very starched in that way. And
that's good.
And as a teacher, I have learned to, once again, I have now learned the art of like recognizing like when, oh, I need to actually just be meeting people where they are. Not everybody is going to be able to make that large of a leap. They need to crawl. They need to take baby steps. They need to be spoon fed. You can't just give them a big ass steak. They need that in the form of liquid, you know, like you got to modify it for them. This is all the nuance, you know, like this is all, you know, I got to give you the titty. You ain't ready for the bottle. And I got to give you the bottle because you ain't ready for the sippy cup. And I got to give you the sippy cup because you ain't ready for the Hennessy. Like it's like a journey, you know, it's an evolution. And so that's kind of is why I took certain language off, because I'm just like, I'm going to meet my people where they at. I'm going to meet my supporters where they at.
Well, come on. How much understanding do you need after 500 plus years? You still stuck on the plantation sojourner, Ben got off and left those that wanted to stay, and those that went. So I'm with her. But I've digressed. Let me stop.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Look, everybody. All I know is you know, I feel like when we be trying to work together, I just want to go out of my way to kind of help that as much as possible instead of getting stuck on a particular thing when we can do it another way. Like, you ever heard of the old saying that it ain't what you say, it's how you say it, and that approach
I'm gonna throw
everything.
a twist in there. It's not, well, I guess because I'm a Gemini, so I bring both ends. I do burn my candle on both ends. It's not only what you say, is what is how you say
it.
So it's both. So if you bringing that energy into that space, then I'm look, you don't have to you ain't got to text me your resume. I already know what you is coming through the door. I see what you is coming through the door. I don't need all your letters of Congress. I don't need all of that to know what you coming with. Now, speaking on Craig, now I get it. I understand. He did say because I saw that live, and Lord have mercy, I choked, I laughed, I cried, but at the same time, he gave me Kaya vibes for a minute. I said, oh Lord, we don't need this
again. I mean, he was going super dark then.
You know, he went into the deep dark. I said, oh Craig, no, Craig. But you know, and for me, I wish Kaya could have kept it to, you know, then she got to understand, when you in somebody else's house, you don't go telling them how to screw in their own damn light bulb.
But that's why Kaya said she didn't. She simply just packed her shit and went to her house instead.
Okay, but you knew going in that not everybody like burnt hot dog. I like mine burnt without the bun. But you knew going in over there what it was given. And in the process, has she not progressed? Has not the TS Madison grown?
Of
Has
course.
has
And
she
look where
not elevated?
Kaya still is.
Ooh, glory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's
So
okay.
Kaya, so Kaya actually did Maddie a favor because
Come
Maddie would have
on.
never been able to get here with
No,
Kaya
she
on her
wouldn't.
side. She would have
Mm-mm.
never been able to get here.
And sometimes it's okay. Everybody can't go with you
Mm.
on your journey.
They
If you
cannot.
stand alone, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's okay to be by yourself. Everybody don't have to go. But hey, if I can just get one
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mm, out this big old world, if I can convince
Mm-hmm.
one, that I've done enough. I've done my job to tilt the scale a little bit. And Maddie is a Libra. That's why I love her because my
She's
son
like my
is a
mother.
Libra too.
Mm-hmm. And my
And
mom is
I
blue.
love how she loves on her mother. Now watch, Maddie gonna fool us all. She gonna get another house. Keep on.
Of
Keep
course. That's
keep
a rich.
playing with her.
Of course. But that's a very rich bitch.
Oh, and I
Mul-
love her for being that way. She
Multiple
encourages
homes.
me. She
Mm-hmm.
encourages she encourages me.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Shoot. And I ain't but a few clicks from her down
Yeah.
here in Georgia. You
Yeah.
know, because I'm from Detroit, but it's still, even so that I came down here because my fiance asked me, yada, yada, yada. So I'm not saying I'm stuck, but hey, I done got accustomed to, the ways of a Georgian or whatever, but I'll never conform to them. That's just
Mm-hmm.
me because
I ain't mad at it.
I'm 313
Well, she,
Detroit all day. I
exactly.
can't
You gotta
even.
stay true to your roots, baby.
Yeah, and trust me, I will be the one you find in the midst. I will be that Waldo in the midst of your color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
you gonna
Mm-hmm.
know it's me. But even so, I'm not mad, and you can't hold Maddie responsible for her commentary because people have a right to express themselves too.
Yeah.
That's what being a commentator or
But like Miss Maddie said, she's never she's never led a conversation that was insulting about Miss Netta. Like that was Craig who wanted to go down that road. Every time they spoke about Miss Netta, she wanted to congratulate Miss Netta. She wanted to, all of that. She wasn't interested in necessarily
Mhm.
leading with the negative energy. And that's why she said in her clapback video, y'all need to keep y'all smoke with Craig. Like hold
But
the
you
mission.
gotta have good cop, bad cop energy too. You gotta
But
have
I don't think we do, Gemini. I think
you
that
don't
that's no. I think that that's a lazy model.
okay.
I think that you can have kind of like how you had the Wayne brothers. Like the
Right.
Wayne brothers, like it don't even got to be like one person got to be low vibrational and one person got to be high vibrational. Both people can just be funny and just be entertaining, and
Yes.
it don't gotta be no light and darkness in the same room all the time.
It's not
It could just
supposed to be.
it could just it could just be because see, truly talented people don't have to rest on being low vibrational.
Hmm.
And I think that that's why Craig gets some of the heat he get because it's just like you don't know how to be entertaining without being shady or
Mm.
being mean spirited or being just really shallow. Like
Mm.
you don't have anything else to give. Like you couldn't transmute that and make it positively entertaining. Like you can only be entertaining in the scorching type of a way. While Miss Maddie,
Yeah.
like we can sit and watch her and laugh at her facial expressions and her body language. Like, she don't even got to be, talking shit and you can still cackle and laugh into the ends of the earth. So, I don't know if, it don't always got to be the good cop. It could be two good cops and it can be successful, it can be great, it can be amazing, it can do all the things.
Yeah.
It can do
Yeah.
all the things.
So, as far as Ms Netta, go ahead, girl. You got your house, you got your new
You
body,
got your man.
you got your main girl. And shoot, I was like, shoot, sometimes I was like, sometimes I feel like cooking my nigga. Shit. But then I think of Miss Netta.
Think of
And
Miss
I be like, Charles, your lunch is
Keith,
ready.
baby.
And then get my lazy ass up after I done had
Period.
a little communion, a little pinch. And then I get up and
Mhm.
make he a sandwich, and my attitude has changed,
And
girl.
that's a small price to pay to keep Charles' ass keeping them lights
Come
on.
on now, if
Yes,
that's
God.
all he do. But then too, she may have wanted to get her. Why is people equating it? Oh, well, she wanted to do the surgery for the BBL. What? Maybe she just wanted to. That was an opportunity
She
to.
said it in the Shade Room interview. Oh, when the host had asked her and said, well, how do you feel about people saying you fine the way you are, you don't need the surgery? She says, I understand that and I appreciate people saying that. She said, but baby, that knife is going deep in me. I'm doing this for me. I ain't
Right,
doing
I'm
it.
not doing it for you.
I ain't doing it for these hoes. I'm doing this is for me.
And I believe it took, over time, and I'm glad she stuck to her gun, not listening to nobody's. And I like the fact, and I'm gonna just be honest, I believe she's from the school of old school,
She
considering the
is.
fact is, and I
Mm-hmm.
love that because you're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
throw no words and stuff at me. I don't care if it is in the dictionary. I don't have to comply to it.
The
Where
part.
does it says in the Constitution
Mm-hmm.
that I have to? Shoot, we already 3/4 of human still anyway on that
Mm-hmm.
confused document. Cause I don't support it. I don't even represent the flag, to be honest. I just don't. I've always been stuck with the red, black, and the green, and I will forever swing it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't care.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if people be mad, they just be mad. Now, other than
I'm gonna
that,
be honest. I found Ms Netta and Charles, even though like I didn't catch on until literally like the past few days. I just caught on to the Netta and Charles train, but I actually find their presence in pop culture to be refreshing because
yes.
it's for a long time. It seems like it's been a long time since we just saw something so plain and kind of so
Mhm.
charming.
Mhm.
Like it's not fucked up. It's not people doing fucked up pranks on each other. It's not somebody giving some fucked up commentary on somebody. It's just like this interesting couple just being interesting. Oh
Themselves.
yeah, just being themselves, and it's so simple and it's so wholesome and it's just so normal in a sense. And I can appreciate that amongst all of this fucking chaos that we see
Yes,
they all fucking
Lord.
in it.
Yes. I can appreciate her that standing on her own
And
two.
that's why I had put my foot up Craig's ass because I'm just like, out of all of the actual problematic content creators and influencers there is to really take up issue with, you got an issue with
A
Miss
good one.
Netta and Charles, the most like the most
Lovable
two
couple.
like the most non-problematic. Like they ain't out here giving no commentary, they ain't giving no opinion, they ain't got no political views they pushing. They literally are just doing their little skit and wanting everybody to laugh, and that's it. They ain't trying to vote Trump into office. They ain't trying to take
Hey.
away abortion rights. Like they ain't out here saying nothing. They just and so that's why I was like, yeah, this is like kind of unwarranted, girl. Like I can
Yeah, and
understand I can understand you tucking on a wig just a little bit or whatever, but it's just like it just being back to back to back. I'm just like, what exactly are you upset about, baby?
I like them making people mad though. That's what I love about them. That
Yes, they got
they just
they
make you
got they
mad.
got people they got society in a chokehold right now.
And I'm
They
laughing at society right now because I say,
I'm
y'all
laughing too.
mad?
I'm like, girl, Ms Netta wearing y'all hoes out, baby.
Yes. Darn, Miss Netta.
Baby.
Now, Miss Netta, if you hear this, now, girl, you in Georgia now. So if you get that restaurant, I'm gonna need to come through. And
Oh, you know
you
she
know,
gonna get it, honey. She gonna be giving the old lady gang a run for them up money.
I need some good old macaroons and
Mm-hmm.
cheese. I gonna need me some green bean. Yeah, I'm so old school menu. Green bean salad, some old nasty tater salad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna need my chickens falling off the bones. Oh God! And I'm even though I don't
Baby,
eat
I
meat.
Miss Netta got them good ass cooking arms, so it's gonna give all
Oh,
that.
you come on, come on.
It's gonna give all that, baby. It's
Give
gonna
me a
be
little
a
turkey
barbecue
gizzard up
hot
in
and
there.
off the bone. Yes, it's gonna be giving all that, honey. You're gonna be eating the
Well,
bone too.
I love y'all. I love
Love you
everybody.
too, boo.
I'ma drop down.
All right, love.
I
Thank
try
you
not to
so
miss
much.
your stuff. I'm telling you because I
Thank
binge watch it. I be
you.
falling asleep, waking up. Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
morning already, and have to rewind it
Period.
again and rewind it
Get
again.
that thing in order, honey. Yes.
Oh, come on, you on my speed dial. You,
Yes, I
TS,
love it. Mm-hmm.
Craig, and some of the other
Oh
ones. We won't
God.
speak of them, but you
Yeah.
one of the main. Cause I love your mind.
Mhm.
God, I love your mind. And then you a Scorpio too. I love your
Yes.
mind. I got a Scorpio friend, and trust me, y'all think the same way. But I love your
Mm-hmm.
mind, and I love the fact that you're a younger person bringing it out. And you finish your school in PR. Finish
I
that, cause
am.
my
Thank
old
you.
ass might need a job.
I got you, sis.
I might be the office assistant.
Yes, God. Shit,
Okay.
I may have to end up doing some damn PR work for you at some damn point.
Hey, you'll be the one to do it.
That part, honey. I get
Well,
you
love
right.
y'all, and I'm gonna
Love you
drop
too,
on
boo.
down. Let somebody else have
All
it.
right, baby.
Okay, bye bye.
That was our Gemini Visions, baby. Long time supporter there. Hey, bring them STV rumors into you still there, boo?
I'm still here.
You know what? I want Ms Netta to keep wearing these hoes out, baby. Keep dragging they motherfucking ass. But you know so funny? You know so funny? Society is so manipulative, rumors, because they out here fucking with this woman, and then they're using Miss Netta's frustrations as a way to make her the bad guy. They're making her responding to the fuckery of it all the bad guy. Like they're using that to be like, she's the problem. We don't like her because she think she done got the big head. She ain't changed. What happened was she been on the up and up, and then everything, and then as she went up, like somebody said earlier, there became a craps in the barrel situation. Y'all started talking shit to her and dragging her about her bags and her clothes. Oh girl, that ain't real, that ain't fake. And then that's when y'all get the you broke ass hoes, you welfare recipient ass motherfucking hoes. It ain't Miss Netta not changing. Y'all just be talking shit to people and dragging the fuck out motherfucking people, even when they just be minding their business and trying to do them. And then when they get on y'all motherfucking necks, y'all wanna then act like they the ones who done switched up. No.
You know what it is too? You know what it is too? Because they use the tactic of employing Charles. So they will go on his lives and pretend to flirt with him
That
and,
part. That
talk
part.
about like it just always that's why I say it's been very malicious. Now I
It is.
believe most of the people that are doing that are children, like young adults and children, teenagers, but it don't make it no better that the older generation, our generation and so on, like that should know better. You know what I mean? Those the ones that are attacking the appearance. You understand what I'm saying? That's attacking the appearance and the whole gender, not even just gender, the sexuality, everything, because I've seen people that have accused them of not, whether it's like it's just too much. And I get it. When you're a public figure, you cannot dictate what part of your life people want to, become obsessed with or just have questions about or intrigued about whatever. It's but so much you can do. But I really pray that the universe really provides her with integral, intelligent,
Yeah.
and honorable people to come in and help her.
Yes.
Like if any of these people were the wiser, those of influence like Craig. See, Craig is for me, he's a fool. And I understand ego wise, like even on this line and on this basis, you feel like you're above these people.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a bad thing to feel. I think when you, even if you're going to think that way, have that type of arrogance, I don't think that it should be displayed. A person of good integrity, a person that has good ethics, truly is has some humanities left to them, would reach out and try to help, because again, it is a win for everyone. Whether you get a direct win from it or you get a distant one, it's a win for everyone. You're absolutely right. I couldn't figure out. And I think the reason why they're popular, because people have been starving. This is the most, it's bad. It's worse than Tubi. Worse than Tubi. You know what I mean? But they're enjoyable because people we're thirsty, we're starving for positive, wholesome content. And we see that often. The simple things are the things that go viral.
Oh,
simple things go viral a lot, more or less than none.
Can I add something to that, Aromas? This is why I feel like the whole Ms Netta and Charles whole like existence is a case study. Like, this shit need to really be like something that's brought into universities and broken down, because Ms Netta and Charles's existence and viralness is literally littered with so many incredibly oppositional moving parts, because like you said, there's that part of it. There's the part of Ms Netta and Charles viralness that is a response to a need to see simple content and to just see content that's seemingly non-problematic but yet is filled with entertainment. And Ms Netta and Charles definitely knows how to body that. It's literally such simple content, but it's so bad, it's so cringy, but it's also so non-problematic, and it's literally just them being willing to embarrass themselves with these really terrible scripts and these, like you said, these fucking Tubi scenes. And it's just funny because it's just so bad, but it's non-problematic as hell. But then there's the dark side of this shit. It's like the memification of ugliness. And I know that King Reese was touching on this. Like, this is why the Andrew Caldwells, the Shamors, the Roland Rays, the Ms Netta and Charles, this is what is catapulting these particular individuals, like these fringe individuals, to the top. And it goes back to what Sonny was saying on the panel day before yesterday too, where what's fueling Netta and Charles is society's
really laughing at them and not laughing with them.
Yeah, like our low vibrationalness, like as a collective, and our willingness to laugh at people instead of with them. And Ms Netta and Charles is definitely also a product of that, which is why they get such an influx of hate, because it's not a throne that's made in the image of adoration and inspiration and appreciation. It's the ugly truth behind Ms Netta and Ms Charles is that it's a fame that's the result of people finding Ms Netta to be unbelievably unattractive and Charles to be unbelievably an idiot, and watching two extreme things together in a space, in relationship. And because it's the same reason why like Flavor Flav took off and why his show was like the biggest dating reality show still today on VH1 out of I Love New York, out of Chance. It was also because there was a part of what made the show fascinating was drama. It was people's disbelief that women could literally find this man attractive attractive, and the audacity of these
Get
beautiful
out of my head.
to be having sex with him and kissing this man. People were watching to throw up every episode. Like they were literally watching because they were just in disbelief. And so it's interesting. So when I'm hearing Ms Netta constantly complaining, she's fighting, it's because it's like I feel so bad for her because she don't know that that the bulk of her fame is the result of being the butt of the joke. And that's why
I think she did, Conscious. I think she absolutely did until people started crossing the line. I think she absolutely did. I'm just like, the shift came when people really started. See, when they were coming for her, and a lot of people were like feeling sorry for Charles. Now, this much I know from seeing on the blogs, people were like, feeling sorry for him, like they really thought that this man was unaware, and I think that was because a lot of people were confused as well about how she identified or what she actually, you know what I'm saying, was, and they were like really thinking that he was like he didn't know what was going on and he was being bamboozled. And so when they started going after him, like pretending like they were trying to talk to him, yada yada yada. And once he got his teeth fixed, got the surgery or whatever, he started like his ego started like, growing a little bit, like he started feeling himself. This is when her and him started, like they were doing good for a minute, but they kept going. People kept them. Just kept at him. So they would come on his lives and would talk about her. And he would like read the comments and stuff out loud. And she would be offended because she would be on her live. And you know what I mean? And he wouldn't want to come and join her live so she could see what is going on in his life. All of just confusion. And I feel like it was all intentional to cause disturbance. I do feel like when you speak on the dark side of it, and it's not even like I do be feeling like, even though I know people like conspiracies, I don't really believe in conspiracies. I believe in reality. Like you can never put nothing past anything. You can never write anything off. It all feels very dark to me.
Yeah.
That's why the whole time I've been speaking about, even from the other day or whatever, I've been speaking with such like just like such so matter of fact and with such urgency. It's because it does feel very dark to me. It feels like there's an agenda to really like sabotage these people.
Yeah.
And what's weird to me is it's so unnecessary. I just want her to come off of social media. Like I feel like this could be the opportunity for them to cross over. Like there's definitely something greater than this for them. And like, you see how they blew up just like that? I feel like, you know what I mean? It's time to move over into another space.
It is. And they have it, like, because
they really do.
I can totally see them getting a sitcom. I can totally see them being written into like shows that are already current. I can see them doing guest appearances. I mean, they've already made it to the BET carpet. And what I'm afraid is that Ms Netta is going to go through her Cardi B phase, and she's going to get obsessed with defending herself, and she's going to not close that sensitivity wound and allow the trolls to continue to capitalize off that shit. And then that's going to become what becomes the focal point, and people will lose this fantasy of what the skit was intended to make reality out of. Like, it's like Ms Netta is becoming too much of a real person by like fighting with these people. It's like, no, girl, like stay in your character, because your character is where y'all bag is, and this is what y'all came on the scene to do, is to be entertainers. Don't start turning into a real person and let these trolls, like talk you out your spot, because that's what they're trying to do. They trying to get you to be cussing and fussing every goddamn day, to where companies don't want to sponsor you because your mouth too bad. and you're fussing too much, and you're liable to say anything in the name of self-defense. But we all know that don't work for capitalism. People want even kill representatives for their brands, and don't let these trolls like make them the stars. Like, stay in the Ms Netta bag, continue to find talent and writers and producers who can help y'all to expound upon these characters and to create a whole world for these characters. I mean, this is what Tyler Perry has done in the Medea universe. This is what a Martin has done in the Martin universe. This is what a Jamie Foxx did in, you know, the Wanda universe. It's just like there is a world of potential here. So I really do want them to be strong, because I just feel like, as you said, this is non-problematic as content. I totally can appreciate it. And it does feel very dark, which is why I have been triggered up by the mistress, because I'm just like, this is so unnecessary, girl. Like, it's literally so unnecessary. And it's so hypocritical, because there's nothing you can say about Ms Netta that doesn't backhand the fuck out of TS Madison. Nothing. There's nothing you can say about why she exists, why she's here, what she's doing here, without all of that being a backhand to TS Madison. And
it hasn't just been him. You know what I mean? Like, it people like the small people, but it's been so many content creators, people that like, she's like, it's been a lot. And
she out here beefing down. She out here beefing down like that bitch Laquanda, who she been going at. She had to dox that nigga and expose him for being.
What about the one that went and found went and pressed charge? Filed the report, tried to press charges against her.
Yeah,
they
called the police to their house and all this type of shit. And that's what I'm saying. The more that Netta gives the trolls that food, they're going to be like sharks. She gotta pull out. So it's like, yes, we're arguing that this is uncalled for. This trolling is unnecessary. Nobody should have to be bullied without it being solicited and warranted. Like, nobody should have to be got at when they're not doing shit to nobody. But at the same time, we also know, as you said,
I'm gonna say this,
we also have no control over none of this shit. We can not want there to be trolls. We cannot want there to be bullies. We cannot want there to be that. But because the internet is so unregulated right now, it's the wild, wild west. And we can't control that. So then what we need alternatively too is to affirm that, Ms Netta, you got a reason to feel how you feel, girl. And these people shouldn't be fucking with you. And they are going over and beyond. Nobody should be calling the police to your house. Nobody should be pulling up to your crib. Nobody should be doing none of that shit. But at the same time, Ms Netta, you got to take responsibility for what you can control, because guess what? You don't have to watch Laquanda's content. You don't have to click the link, because she admits, yeah, I click and I look. Okay, this is when I need you, Ms Netta, to take responsibility, because you're a content creator now. And now you are subjected to public fodder. You are subjected to all of the good and the bad that come with the public. And the only thing you can do in terms of what's in the best interest of your brand and your mental health is keep your focus on the positive. If you find that a bitch is making a mockery of you, or they are mimicking you in a way that makes you feel bad, I need you to take the right to tune the fuck out, Like, you can't act like you got to lean in. You can't act like you got to look. You can't act like you don't have a say-so in your own actions. This is when I'm going to need Ms Netta and all content creators. I give Cardi B the same criticism that at some point, like, you're never going to be able to keep all of it out, but you do have to do what you can to control the influx and the availability that these fucktards have of you. Like, there is a lot of this shit that we can control. I take responsibility for that myself. I don't watch these hoes who talk about me. You know why? Because I know I'll be up here cussing and fussing and dragging and motherfucking being evil, wicked witch of the East. If I did, I would be just like Ms Netta right now, because there's always going to be some bitch somewhere who got something to say. But at the same time, I can't keep blaming, getting into that energy on, well, these people, they talking about me. These people, I accept the fact I'm a public figure. Motherfuckers can talk about me the way that I can talk about other motherfuckers. And what I try to do is stay in my lane, and I'll try to wait until the shit protrudes into my reality to where I have to deal with it. And then once it's there, I'm gonna give it a 1-2. And even when I have a right to give it a 1-2 and I give it that 1-2, I still make the space to let it go, because it's not worth my mental health to stay in that energy. I can't just stay and live in that energy. That's not fair to me. And I want Ms Netta to love herself enough to know that it's not fair to herself to take on every battle that can be taken on, and to fight with every bitch who wants to fight, and to answer every call from every bitch who ringing her phone. I want her to pull back into herself and remember her agenda, and remember what she came on here to do, and remember what her goals were, and to focus on all the fucking good that's coming out of what her and Charles are doing, because it's changing their actual lives, it's changing their economics, it's changing their literal fucking lifestyles. I mean, it's changing their physical bodies. These hoes got triple BBLs and new titties and every goddamn thing else, bitch. So I need her to look at the good and recognize the tactic of the enemy. And if she needs to take some of that money she's spending on a $23,000 Birkin bag to actually hire a coach with, a life coach with, a therapist with, so that she has a safe space to vent in, and she can have access to somebody who can give her the tools to know how to deal with the ridiculousness of being a persona and all that you go through as a persona, that you go through with the public, and find healthy coping mechanisms to that shit and stay in her motherfucking bag, then that's what I need her to do. Instead of you bragging about a $1.1 million ass double wide or a $23,000 ass Birkin bag, can I hear the tab on the therapist? Can I hear how much you put towards health services? Can I hear about what are you allocating toward your mental health team that you need to have? Because unlike a lot of other content creators, Ms Netta now got the means to really have a mental health team in her back pocket. She can afford that. There are so many influencers right now who got massive followings, who deal with all type of shit and don't have the money though to afford the mental health. She can. So, you know, I got to hold Ms Netta accountable too. Like, you got a part to play in the drama. The drama you ain't authoring the confusion, but you also ain't gonna be able to blame other people. But so far into this, before now, we need to look at the woman in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta you're gonna have to make a choice between yourself and them fucking trolls.
And I'm gonna need Charles to step up too. I'm gonna need him to step up.
Exactly.
I need him to.
Yeah,
he ain't that. He's not. He's not a baboon. He's not a buffoon. You know what I mean? He may not be.
He's smart as hell.
You like, he should be stepping in, and he should be the one making the appointments to go see a psychiatrist, you know, or psychologist, whichever one is needed. You know, like, he should be the one because even if there was no unresolved issues, right? Traumatic childhood issues or anything, you're still going to need professional help to navigate through this. Like, 'cause the people that are in your life that are not exposed to this, they will never be able to understand. And even, you know what I mean? Like, they have professionals, people that literally, therapists and psychiatrists and psychologists that literally, their background is public media. Is you know what I mean, entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just needed. It's just, you know, it's just needed. And I have to agree with you. Everything does not require a response. I don't know. Well, I kind of do, because she had no real blueprint. She felt like she had to go into that space thinking that that was going to help her career take off even more or whatever. But like, I want people to realize, look at Tabitha Brown. Look at Tabitha Brown's career. She still walk around cheesing all day. I be wanting to do her cheekbones like start aching. Like, so, like, cause every time you see it, she wear a smile like Jill Scott, you know, like. But you know what I mean? Like, if this is who you are, stay true to it. Even if it's not who you are, but if this is what has made you garnish some success, stick with it.
Yeah, because this is just the beginning.
Because anything other than being the best, yeah, like she has no idea. He don't even have no idea. Because I want him to get it together too. Like, because it's so he's so easily sucked in. Now that's the part, but I think it's only that way because he's gotten involved. Neither one of them knew what it was going to turn out to be. But I can definitely tell you that if either out of the two, if either one of them thought the possibility, it was definitely her. It was definitely her. And I do think that,
No, I was going to say that I think Charles definitely has a street smartness to him, because I watched his old videos like before he was with Ms Netta, and that nigga definitely is a typical fuck boy. Like he got street smart. That nigga got street smart. Like he ain't this like dumb, mute, deaf idiot who just like kind of brainless. That nigga, like Charles is like a regular thinking dude, and he definitely is in on they definitely in on this together. But I think also because he's a dude, he's also not able to read the room and kind of see, like he's able to read the room and realize when Ms Netta need to be protected and when he needs to step in and to be the other half of the brains to the operation by acknowledging that, look, social media is getting the best of us. We need to make an executive decision because I see that it's harming you mentally and emotionally. It's causing me and you to fight on fucking camera, etc. And we ain't got on here to be reality TV stars. We got on here to be actors and entertainers. So let's just do what the fuck we do. And if that means we need to turn the comment section off and just literally focus on the art and continue to move into mainstream media, who we're getting the attention of right now, then let's do that. But because Charles is a dude, he's not actually emotionally available, which then makes him useless in this sense to Ms Netta, who pretty much is running the operation. But Charles is supposed to technically, even in a business and friendship sense, be the other muscle to this thing. But he's a typical nigga. So he doesn't even see all the telltale signs. He doesn't even see, like, oh, instead of me playing into the shit these people are saying on my live and then watching you be reactive to this shit and how it's getting you out of your bag and your body, like instead of him reading that as a, yeah, I see what this is doing to my friend, to my lover, to whomever the fuck Ms Netta is really supposed to be to him. I just hate that they both, as you said, they don't have it. They don't have the experience. They don't quite understand the terrain that they're in right now. They're kind of like learning as they go. But the fucked up thing about learning that as you go, as a content creator who is taken off with extreme visibility and viralness, is that like the takeoff is faster than what your brain can comprehend. So you're flying at the speed of light and not able to really catch up to the moment as long as you're flying, which is why I just want them both to close the eyes. And what that looks like physically is turn off social media. close your eyes, because y'all are going viral right now. You're not even able to get ahead of this in that sense. The only thing you can do is detach from the social media aspect of it. Detach from the live stream.
I think they definitely need to slow down. Honestly, slow down some, because you're there, so you don't have to go on every day. You don't have to be live every day. It's like you're already viral. Like you have numerous viral moments. So just like you said, take a break from it. While you taking a break, you know what I'm saying, you could find you a team. And I'm gonna keep stressing that. Like, get someone that literally is experienced. You don't want nobody that's starting off, because you don't want to spend a bunch of money. You know what I mean? To take, like, no. You need someone that is professional, someone that is established, someone that's willing to invest in you. But most of all, you need somebody that's intelligent. Damn sure need somebody that's integral. And you need somebody that really sees the vision, that's going to respect whatever vision you have. They're going to respect it, and they're going to see it too. And go back to school. Like, she could be like, it's so much they could do. I would love to watch her glow up. I would love, like, it's the skits and all that is cute, but I would love to watch her legitimately, her and this man. I would love to see her evolve, her go back to school, her learn, you know what I'm saying, get involved with, even though she may not want to ever, she may never conform to anybody else's way of doing things. I would love her though to watch her go through the journey of getting educated. Not just when it comes to this government's educational system. I mean, when it comes to the community, when it comes to the industry, like, I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
And I hope she gives us that. Look, these. Oof. Let me tell you something. I feel like I have a pretty good grip now at my level, but baby, wait until the things start happening. Baby, I'm gonna show y'all that Beyonce taught me well. Beyonce taught me real well, baby, because I be practicing at this level, and I just be like, practicing my Beyonce, like, one day at a time, honey. Just wait until the things start to unfold for a bitch, baby. I will show y'all how to be unbothered. I will show y'all what the fuck bothered looks like, because baby, ain't no way in hell. I mean, literally going from the country dirt roads to surgery to $1 million houses to new cars to red carpets. I mean, baby, talk about priorities.
Do you think that it may be the fact that what they've already achieved, they feel like this is it? Like, and I'm not saying like, okay, like they're not going to get anything else, but like, you know what I'm saying, they can't imagine how much bigger and greater life can, like, what's waiting for them. So because they can't see that, sort of like Cardi B too. Like, it's like she doesn't, like, some people know who they, okay, I don't want to say know who they are. Some people are aware of all that they have to offer and still don't know who they are. Like, and knowing who they are, knowing what they're destined to be, like their mind will not, like, my mind does not, like, I sit back, I think constantly all the time, because I know I'm nowhere near, even with what I have accomplished, I'm nowhere near scratching the surface conscious. Like, I have, my mind is so full of all of these ideas that the universe and God, him, and my aunts, all of these, I have so much, like, that's birthing.
Because this.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm like,
no,
so yeah, I like, some people don't see themselves that way.
I think
some
Ms. Netta
don't
do.
Their lives that way.
I think Ms. Netta, because I be hearing the way she be talking, I think she know. that she got it. I think she know, and she can see it all for herself. But I do think she's also getting lost in the sauce of the negativity of social media. And I think as a content creator, I can remember distinctly the first time as a content creator that I became aware that somebody else had something negative to say about me. And it's something so polarizing about that, because a lot of content creators don't have nothing but hopeful expectations coming into social media. Like, they literally think like, oh, people will like me as long as I stay to myself, long as I ain't bothering nobody. And you have no idea, no bitch, that ain't gonna keep nobody from not fucking with you. It don't matter what you do. You can come on here knitting damn sweaters out of grass and hoes will come for your neck. Like, it's nothing you can do to not have to deal with that, but you still come into that with these expectations. So then when it happens, you don't know anything else to do as a natural response but to try to clear your name and to try to take the heat out of the space and to make things well. But then that becomes so addictive, because that's an addictive property of the ego. Is the ego is rooted in like image. It's rooted in all things about our image and our reputation and wanting people to hold a positive narrative about us. And so when that's not happening because people insist upon saying something that's not true about you or believing something that's not true about you, this can cause the ego to go into this addictive state of trying to prove the other party wrong. And then before you know it, you done got completely put through the wash and the rinse and has now entered into a beef that's 6 years, 7 years old, because the ego has nowhere else to go if that's what you're using as your identity, because the ego is by default identity. It's by default image. So if a bitch gonna challenge you about your image, and you living from your ego, not from your higher self, not from your spirit man, but from your ego, that bitch done locked you into a death row, into a life sentence with that beef, because your ego is never going to evolve out of, okay, I'm tired. The only thing that's going to get tired is your spirit is going to continue to convict you and go war with you. But that ego, baby, that ego going to be able to fight a bitch every day. Every day, all day, baby. That ego can windmill immortally, honey. So people be thinking like that their egos are going to come to a natural rest. And that's why they learn the hard way that it doesn't. And before you know it, you done spent the next few years fighting instead of actually doing what you came to do. You done spent so much more time trying to defend your name and defend your reputation that you done got away from what you came to do. And so with Ms Netta, I think that all this negativity is arousing her pain body. When she was in that conflict with Laquanda, and she was like, you don't think I know that my skin is fucked up? I know how I look. I know how I look. I've looked like this my whole life. You don't think I know how I look? Like, the trolls are stimulating parts of Ms Netta that she hasn't actually healed up. And she's getting a crash course and a masterclass run through social media, which is the worst masterclass course you can go through, because it's completely harsh and it's without any lubrication. And your enemies are not going to take it easy on you at all. They're going to put your ass through the meat grinder, and it is going to feel so exploitative and so menacing, which is why people take their lives on social media. People take their lives for what they go through on social media. This shit is not for the faint of heart. So Ms Netta also is like, kind of, if she has emotional intelligence and she has kind of, if she's spiritual minded, she will also be able to use her desire to want to react and want to defend herself as information about the pain she's still in, and about the insecurities she still holds, and about the things that are still wounded in her. And then in being introspective minded, she would be able to actually address the wound rather than address the people who are stimulating those wounds. When you get focused on the messenger instead of prioritizing the message, then you end up just being counterproductive, and the whole thing is going over your fucking head because the focus isn't the messenger, aka the trolls. This is why the scriptures say all things work for the will of the righteous. Like if you can look past your enemy and see the opportunity your enemy is giving to you to get you in order, to get yourself in order, to get your inward straight where your real power is. Because once you intact there, you can't even hear these people no more. Once you cure up the things that they're trying to use to hurt you, whether it's your looks, whether it's your weight, whether it's your whatever it is, once you your past, etc., whatever it is, once you overcome yourself. This is why the scriptures say that God was in Christ Jesus reconciling the world through Christ. That the problem, he wasn't changing the world, he was working that thing out in himself about the world.
Right.
Working that thing out in him. And so when we actually address the actual inner woundedness and we address the injuries, then guess what? You can sprinkle salt over what used to be an open wound, because now that it's healed and it's closed, baby, guess what?
Doesn't burn.
Cause no pain. Yeah, it ain't no sting in there, baby. That hole is closed, boo. I can dip this whole arm into a bucket of salt, into a bucket of whatever, of alcohol, of rubbing alcohol, baby. Ain't gonna be no ouch, no nothing. I've healed that shit up from the inside out. So Ms Netta, her reaction to all this shit, which take a look at this. Take a look at this. I mean, I'm sure you probably already done seen this, but this is Ms Netta. And in that pain body with a hating asshole.
Fucking social media talking about me and my husband not even knowing us, just getting up in a game with somebody else to talk about and to make us look bad and stuff. And then he want to get on here and go live and talk about, I don't be bullying nobody. I don't talk about the bitch. Shut your motherfucking slick hair ass back up. Shut the fuck up, you fat ass, out of shape ass bitch. So y'all get this message to him, because it's supposed to be for his big fat slick back head ass, because that's what I told him. And another thing, like I told him and like I told his friends and like I told y'all on social media, and I'm making a promise and I'm putting it on my life. If I run into Abraham Lincoln, if I run into Gabe Lincoln, whatever their name, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, whoever the fuck the bitch want to be, when I run into him, when I see him, I'm going to beat that bitch ass in sight. I hope y'all got it on here, because it's not a promise, it's a motherfucking threat. I'm threatening the bitch, and yes, I am. But y'all can put this all on motherfucking whatever y'all want to put. His ass is grass, and I'm the lawnmower, and I'm going to run his bad body ass over. Flat the fuck out. So.
Now, Gabe is the person in the green wig. And I want to say, I think that this is the person who called the police or filed a police report.
He went and said, yeah, he did.
Yeah, found a police report and all that. And here it is, Ms Netta talking about seeing these hoes in the streets and rolling their ass over because they grass and she gonna be the lawnmower. And I won't this, and this is the thing. It's like, baby, these people, I don't know about Gabe, but some of these people, they actually want to destroy what you have. They want you to lose it. And if they can help you to lose it, they will. So if you invite them to a fight, if you invite them to test to try you, that's what some of these people gonna do, because they're interested in helping the enemy to steal what God has given to you.
Right.
And I want Ms Netta to really not give these people that, baby, because, baby, because of the way Ms Netta look and because of the dynamic of the relationship with Charles, this whole like, oh, trans straight man thing, or this whole gay thing, or this whole whatever, like the things that make this so interesting and controversial, it's like you're going to attract so many trolls, girl. Like you might as well wipe the sweat off your forehead, because this is only the beginning. You are always going to be trolled. As long as you and Charles are in the spotlight, y'all are going to have people parroting y'all, mimicking y'all, saying very, very nasty, low down, deplorable things about y'all. That's going to always happen. At what point do you realize that? And you just move on, because you're fighting a war that you're never going to win. You just have to let these trolls do what they do on their side of the ghetto, and you do you. Because now these people are able to get famous off you. They able to get clout off you. They able to eat off of a table they didn't even help you to build. And you giving them the energy, like, no, make these hoes earn it. Make these hoes get this shit from the mud up. Make these hoes earn their spot just like you had to earn yours. You wasn't able to ride nobody coattail. You wasn't able to ride nobody a choo-choo train. You had to get it from the mud up. Let these bitches get it from the mud up. The fuck? But I hope she do better. You know, I know that we can go all night saying the same shit, but I enjoy Ms Netta. I did not understand at first. At first, I was afraid. I was petrified. I had no idea what the hell was going on. I'm late to the choo-choo train. And I think, like most people, TS everybody probably just assumed that Ms Netta them was with the shits, because it's just so kind of over the top. But we now are realizing that Ms Netta is very sensitive. And she is asking bitches to leave her the fuck alone and to stop harassing her. We know that people are not necessarily going to respect that. Those who will respect it will respect it. Those who won't. But you know, I like Ms Netta, and I wish the best for her and Charles. And when I see bitches on her ass, I'm gonna be on their ass as well. But I'm gonna be on her ass too, because, like, girl, you got people out here supporting you, so you go do you, and let the rest of us defend your name.
Defend you, yeah.
Let us defend your name.
Go do you. You too busy. You're too busy, booked and busy to be out here worrying about these damn comments. So stay booked and busy and focused. All right, babe. I'm going to definitely take it down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you sound like you about to get some good sleep, too. I hear it all in your ass, baby. That's going to be some good shit.
Maybe. I'm buzzing off an edible. Maybe not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to be good, baby. Even better, honey. Baby, yes. You're going to take that all the way in for the both of us, baby. Enjoy that for the both of us, honey.
Yes, sir.
All right. I love you, baby. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Good night, good morning.
That was our rumors and tea, y'all. Ms Netta, honey. You know, Ms Netta with the shits now, y'all. So she right here could, baby, that bitch cussing everybody ass out down to the ground. Baby, okay. Y'all don't woke Ms Netta ass the fuck up, honey. Okay. Does that mean that her and Charles on the way to a divorce, girl? Only time will tell, baby. But this was a great after show. Thank you guys for coming up. You know, this kind of went a little bit more deeper and a little bit more intellectual than what, you know, I thought it was going to go. So, you know, this was a real grown after show about Ms Netta. Also, shout out to TS Madison. I do hope that TS Madison gags the girls and reaches out to Ms Netta and really just like gag these hoes up who really are trying to make a thing between her and Maddie. I kind of hate that Maddie too got vacuumed into this negative narrative, and she got her integrity and her love for her community and for her trans sisters and for her LGBT brothers and sisters was like kind of questioned and put put, you know, it was put on the altar girl. So I don't know what things look like. I know that she, you know, has declared that they will not be covering Ms Netta again, which would be good on the show because she don't want to put up with the bullshit. She let Craig get it all out, and the mistress apparently got it all out, and hopefully that's the end of that. And I will probably see you guys Sunday, unless there is some emergency hearings and things going on, child. What's going on, Michael Stovall? What's going on, boo? Long time no hear from. Hey, food expert. Hey, voice of reason. Hey, y'all. So thumbs up, y'all. Tell a friend of a friend of a friend. And I will see y'all later.